Greetings, Internet. Welcome to the Play Some Video Games podcast. I am one of your hosts, the man, the myth, the legend, Delvin Cox. And with me on the podcast is the truth sayer himself, the man of mystery, the coolest brother in the room, Donnie Eat the Hype Reese. How you doing, Donnie?
What's up? Good evening, Delvin.
How's it going, man? How's your week been? I know mine sucks. It's good.
It sucks, man. You already know this. Everybody in our Discord knows this. All right, so I've worked downtown all week this week. All week. Monday, Tuesday, 5 a.m. in the morning. Got to be there at 4. They're doing the indictments in the grand jury for, national. We'll just call that, yeah, that guy. So, we're on high alert and we've got roads closed and we've got people in place and things like that. It's been a whole non-event. So, that's been fine. But, it is a good thing. But, we still got to be there, right?
Yeah.
So working, we're long hours, early mornings, that sort of thing, which is, fine in its own right. But then storms roll through. I come home after, at work at 4, work all day, leave at 4, come home about 5, storms roll at 6, power goes out. Spend all night without the power to be back at work at 4, to go back to work till 4. It was just, it's just like a terrible, that might be the worst way it could spend Monday and Tuesday before we do the podcast.
Yeah, I feel you on that.
A tree of mine split in half. I have half a tree in my yard. The top came off the tree and the tree fell.
Did
so
lightning hit it, or was it just winds?
I think it's just winds. It looks like it was just like a break. And I was just like so tired and not even messing with it. I was like, I will leave that tree there for another day. Like I haven't even went out to really look at it yet. I'm just like, leave that shit there.
Yeah, I feel you.
So, by the way, it hasn't been all bad though. It's been okay.
Good. Let everybody know now. Dev's dead. He's not here. He fell in a well or some shit like that. He'll probably be back next week.
Yeah. He just bailed.
Yeah.
I never bail on the show, and not to throw Dev under the bus here, but like I don't
have a choice.
It's like I don't have that bone in me. Like if I'm around, even if I don't feel like it, even if I'm not in the mood, like if I'm available, I'll do it. Very rarely am I like, I'm just not going to do the show this week.
Yeah, I think.
And even if I did, I don't think I would have it in me to do it like hours before the show. Like that, I definitely don't have it in me. Like if I was going to not be on the show, like I would probably schedule it weeks in advance. I would try to find somebody to fill in, like I don't have it in me to do that.
I wouldn't fault you for it. Life happens. Shit happens. I'm like, whatever.
Oh, sure. And I'm not faulting Dev for it at all. I'm just literally just speaking internally. I don't know what it is about me, but I'm not even saying it's a good thing. It might be a bad thing. It might be a bad habit or bad trait. I don't know.
I think your personality kind of like, I don't want to let the team down.
Yeah, like my kid would need to be in the hospital or something for me to do that. Like I would need a real reason to do something like that. I don't know.
I've had a couple of situations like that. Not the kid, but horrible situations similar. But yeah, it's rough.
So hopefully Dev, whatever's ailing Dev, gets better.
Yeah, I agree.
So
I've also had an absolutely terrible week. I can't tell the whole story, but I spent 2 separate days in the hospital. Not for me. And it's not like I was in the hospital. It wasn't like I was in the hospital like for an hour or so. I was in the hospital each time like 8 hours. Both times in the morning. Like one time from 1 to 8 and one time from like 1 to 7. So it was a situation like, well, I'll just read what court said.
That's hilarious.
But it was one of those situations where it was like, damn. And the thing that made it even worse was one of the days I was going out of town, so I couldn't sleep. I was like leaving right when I got home and stuff. And the other day I had to go to work. So I had to go from like, I couldn't like go home and sleep afterward. So it's like, oh, I guess that sleep's just lost.
Wow.
I kind of just had to go throughout the day just on half of sleep. Well, not even half of sleep, like no sleep.
Yeah, that was me. That was me yesterday. Like I was at work and you could tell, I think everybody could tell that I did not want to be there. you know,
Yeah.
like at work, I have a computer that I'm supposed to be using that I'm pretty sure the hard drive is just bad in. And we were going to swap it out and put in like a new dock and everything. I was going to wire it up because, to be honest with you, while we're down there doing this courthouse thing, like there's not a whole lot going on. So it's a perfect time to sit there and like just, you know, tinker around and rewire some stuff. And they were like, hey, Donnie, so do you want to? I was like, no, I don't. I was like, you're lucky I'm here. And I'm just going to fucking sit here. We'll do this another day. Like I was there and I didn't even feel like doing anything. Like I get real, I don't know. Like I'll just say like the worst thing that could happen to me is like I lose air conditioning in Georgia. Like that's the death of me. That's the death of me. That'll make me move. Like I'll switch jobs. If all of a sudden all air conditions worked, we would no longer live here. Like that's a deal breaker for me. I can only survive in this climate because of air conditioning. So not having air conditioning is a killer because not only is it hot, I don't have my fan. You know, I'm just like extremely uncomfortable. And that just makes me just angry, agitated, angry at the world. Like this is my worst, the worst you could have me. I'd rather break something. I'd have rather broken an arm. I would have been better spirits if I had broken an arm than had to spend the entire night with no air conditioning and no fan.
Yeah, that sucks. That really sucks.
So my fan people out there know. Once you get addicted to sleeping in the fan, like you can't not. It's so hard not to.
I do the same thing. I have the AC and the fan going in my house.
Yeah.
The AC.
Like I could drink a bottle of NyQuil and I couldn't sleep.
Yeah. You have to have it.
Yeah, and we've documented on this show 1,000 times. I have a hard time sleeping as it is. And then you take all the things that help me sleep away. I'm just like, I was in a mood. Which sucks because I actually had a really fun weekend. And have generally, like, you know, been pretty cool. Like I've been doing some fun stuff.
I had a fun Saturday. My Saturday was dope as shit.
What'd you do?
Every couple of weeks I go spend time with my girl. So we kind of went to this fancy ass restaurant that was on the beach. And it was a beach. Cool vibe to it. It was like a
Boys to Men video.
That's her thing. Yeah. We were just on the beach ordering eating like seafood and stuff, and it was pretty cool. And then we went to the hotel. The hotel we had like a swimming pool and stuff. So I was swimming laps around the swimming pool, which was, in retrospect, a grave mistake.
Oh,
because I'll tell you why. Delvin, my son, cover your ears. Because I can't believe I'm going to admit this to the podcast, but fuck it, we're here now.
Yeah, we're here.
Yeah, if you're going and spending time with your girlfriend, and you have one night together, essentially one day. You don't want to burn off too much energy, and then have to go to the room.
I got you. That took me a minute to catch up to you, but I caught on.
Now you picking up what I'm putting down.
Especially because you're old. You don't have that kind of energy no more. You can't be doing all of it.
Exactly.
You can't be swimming laps and getting it.
Yeah, exactly. So we get to the room and she's like, "Oh, it's time for act like time for what? Do I have any Gatorade here or something?"
Yeah.
Damn, we kicked Kelly out.
I think she's having PC issues. Like she wanted to join, but I think she's having speakers or audio or something's messed up with it. I don't think so. I think she has computer problems. But we tried. God damn it. We gave it the old college try.
But yeah, but we had fun with it. Of course, we had fun that night. But I was just tired as fuck.
See, that's funny. I'm with you. That's how my Saturday started. Like my Friday night ended that way, and my Saturday started that way. Like I was having fun, man. We were getting it. I was so happy. Yeah. I was so happy that Saturday, after the morning transpired, I took my girl, put her in the car, and we went shopping. I went out to stores and went shopping. That is so foreign for me. This isn't shit that I do at all, ever.
Yeah. We did that too because she had to get a swimsuit.
Oh,
got a swimsuit.
I went and bought Halloween stuff.
Oh, that's dope.
Yeah, I went and bought Halloween decorations, like a bunch. We went to a bunch of different stores. Not my Spirit's not open yet. But we went to, I don't know, dude, like some home goods store. I've never been before. I've never heard of it, but I see these stores on TikTok. They're like, hey folks, like Halloween decorations are at such and such. So my wife was like, we've got one of those nearby. So I went to there, and I went to the dollar store, had a Halloween stuff out. So I went and got a bunch of those things. And my thing this year is I want to decorate the inside of the house, which is not something we typically do for Halloween. My wife usually makes it very like fall. It's very autumnal. There's lots of leaves and stuff, but it's not very spooky or scary. So I was like, well, you can do that in November, but until then, this is going to be my domain now.
Yeah, so, Halloween's your month. That's when you do your thing.
Yeah, and I always start like in September, right? Like so, like I'm getting amped up. I'm getting excited. I bought a bunch of decorations, some cool stuff, some cute stuff, like a lot of different stuff, but a bunch of stuff. I had like a whole car full, and came home and started putting that out until the power went out and all that jazz. But I'm excited. I'm definitely in the spirit. I have finalized, I think, my Halloween movie lineup for this season. Okay. I don't know if I'm going to make it. Every year, I think I put in too much. I commit to too much, and I always fall short, which is a good thing. That's fine. But I've finalized everything. So
we got time to kind of reorganize and kind of figure things out, what you want to watch, what you don't want to watch.
Yeah, it's more like I have a plan for all of these things that I want to do, and then when the time comes, like maybe I'm not in the mood for that particular movie, so I'll swap one out or something. Gotcha. So I always remain flexible. But I'm looking forward to this year. I've got a good 7 or 8 movies I need to watch before September though, to like stay on track, and that's where the squeeze is probably going to come from, like new releases. I may not get to all the new releases that I want to watch before we record. If anybody doesn't know, before we record our annual Halloween horror movie podcast, which we've done every year for many, many years now. So we usually do that in like mid-October or like early October. So I start my movie watching in September. So I'll try to get as many as I can. But I think more so than years past, I may not be fully caught up on like the latest movies for this year's pod.
What major movies came? Well, I guess Scream.
I'm not even gonna watch Scream. I just don't think I like Scream. Like I like the first two, and I really haven't liked one since. And I'm just not. It could be the best movie of the year, and I don't even think I even want to give it a try. I don't even want to give it a chance.
You're not necessarily a slasher guy. Like I like. Slashers.
No, that's the opposite. I love slashers. I am a slasher guy.
Okay, so Scream is just not your type of slasher.
It was. I love the first one and the second one. I think the second one's my favorite. Like it was. I loved Scream, and then it just kind of got too. It's too meta. It's meta for meta's sake. It's always constantly trying to. It's like its whole thing is like trying to fake out the crowd. So like everybody that I think enjoys it, like it's almost like a sleuth thing. Like is that the person? Is that the person? And it's so.
It is
up its own ass, trying to.
It is a little bit of that.
And I'm just like, I can't stand that. Like I like my slashers simple. That's a big reason why I like them. It's like, man, come on. Like if we get back to what made this great. So yeah, the last Scream I really didn't like, and that was the one everybody loved. And I was like, this isn't it. So I don't even think I'm going to give this one a try.
Interesting. Because I know you're not a big Jason fan.
I love Jason.
You do like the Jason movies?
Yeah. Oh,
Jason's my favorite.
I've got the Scream Factory box set. I don't think they're particularly great movies. I would never be like Jason's a great movie. Do I love watching Friday the 13th movies? Of course. I've got one on the list this year because this year in October, we have a Friday the 13th. So obviously I'll be watching Jason. I think we'll watch Jason 2. A couple years ago, my wife watched Jason 1. I don't think she'd ever seen that one. My favorite one is probably 3D. 3
is really good.
That's probably my favorite one. But yeah, I think I'm just going to go classic Friday the 13th, Jason 2 this year.
I might watch part 1 now that you mentioned on Friday the 13th, because I haven't watched that in a long time.
Yeah, I remember... I think every year we do the podcast, and I think I tell this story. My wife thinks she's seen everything and has seen nothing. Like, to her, I think in her head, she thinks she's seen something if she's aware of something, right? Like if she's aware of like a pop culture reference, or if like SNL did a skit about something, or like to her like that, like in her brain somewhere along the way, she's like, I've seen it. I mean, I know what that is. And she used to always tell me she had seen Friday the 13th. And then a couple years ago, we watched Friday the 13th, and she had no idea that Jason wasn't in it. And I was like, yeah, it's because you've never seen Friday the 13th. And I never spoil things for her. I'm like, and not that she cares. It's just that like, her beige flag is that she tries to guess the end of every movie, like from the moment the damn title starts, you know? So like every time I watch a movie or I introduce her to another horror movie, like I'm real hesitant to even say anything that might solve the puzzle, because to her, it's like an active experience. She's trying to figure it out. I want her to like just experience it. So I didn't tell her anything about Friday the 13th. We just watched it, and she was like, it's his mom? It's like, yeah, it's his mom. Like, welcome. I think it was the year before last. So I was like, hey, you finally caught up to the rest of the world here in 2021.
You know, to give her a little bit of credit, I know a lot of people who don't realize, who have never seen the first one.
And I'm sure somebody out there that's listening to the show is like, thanks, Donnie. Thanks for spoiling it. Thanks for spoiling the damn 40-year-old movie.
Like a lot of people I know just only seen the second, like from 2 on down. They didn't realize, like, oh, the first one was his mom. Like, yeah, that was the whole thing.
Yeah. So, Jason, Friday the 13th 2 is on my list this year. But in terms of the new ones, I haven't seen Insidious yet. I haven't seen Bo yet. I haven't seen Wrath of Becky yet. I haven't seen Talk to Me yet, of course, because it just came out. I haven't watched The Blackening yet. And then I've got all of those, and then I've got a couple lesser known movies I don't think anybody else cares about. Like one I just bought it's called Candyland, and I haven't watched it yet, but I just bought it like today. So I'll probably watch that this weekend. And then there's one that made waves in all my horror blogs and YouTubes called Skinamarink. And apparently it's very divisive. Like you either really love it or you hate it or you think it's dumb. So I'm going to watch that one before, like, I got to get all these I want to get all these out of the way before I start my movie lineup. Cause my movie lineup this year, more than any year, is filled with old movies, tons of old ones. Like I'm just in this, I've been in this mindset, like in this vibe for a while now, where I've really enjoying watching like some old, like 70s and 60s, like even some obscure 80s stuff, grindhouse flicks, indie things, like lesser known. My wife and I really enjoy watching a really terrible old horror movie. Like they're really like funny.
Sleepaway Camp.
Yeah. And we have a lot of fun, I would get some drinks, have some popcorn, and just kind of laugh and not take it too seriously. And I think because we've done this podcast for every year, like leading up to it, I've focused so much on having to like prioritize the new releases that I feel like I'm craving not doing that like way more than I ever have before. So this year I've changed it up a little. I even have I have this new app that basically like randomizes a choice out of like a list that so this year I have several dates on my little schedule where I'm just going to like spin and see what happens. Like I don't even know what I'm watching. Like I just got a random choice thrown in there, and we'll see whatever the damn app spits out to me.
That's a good idea. Yes, John 32, Dev's not here tonight. He's dead.
Yeah, he's out, which is why we're talking about scary movies. Dev would never allow this.
Exactly. Not at all. So for all you people that were complaining about basketball, here you go. You got scary movie talk instead.
Mm-hmm. Just know I am prepping. I have my schedule. I've got it pulled up right in front of me. 8 weeks of things to watch. And I have it all kind of lined up just the way that I kind of want it this year. And we'll see if I get through it all.
Let me ask you, Donnie. Cocaine Bear, is it considered a scary movie or not? I have not watched it yet. That's why I'm asking.
Yeah, but like on the fringe of like, it's horror adjacent. There's a lot of movies like that are horror adjacent, like home invasion movies, specifically if people aren't being murdered. Like, is it a scary movie or is it an action movie, but people find it to be horrific. So you never know. Like horror, has so far reaching. You can have comedies and you can have musicals, and like, like at this point, if somebody thinks it's a horror movie, then sure, I guess it counts. That's basically my only criteria anymore. Is if you think it's a horror movie, then sure, why not?
Let me ask the next question then. Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey. Are you going to watch it?
No, I'm not going to watch that one.
I have watched it.
Just like I'm not going to watch the Sloth movie either. Like I was like, this
I
is
forgot about that one.
So dumb. Is the Winnie the Pooh thing any good?
No.
Yeah, that's why. See, and it wasn't just because it was dumb, because I like a good dumb movie. So I went and saw Cocaine Bear in theaters. But like, it's got to look good. Like if it looks dumb, like if it looks bad, I'm not going to see it. Like that doesn't look good bad. It just looks like bad. It just looks bad.
Okay, you guys can hear me, right?
Yeah. Hey, Haley. Welcome to the show.
You have like a jet in your background.
That's my fan, by the way. I can turn that off if you'd like. It's my fan.
She's token. It's real smoky over there, She's hanging out with like Red Man and Meth Man and stuff. Like just
Towley in the background.
I had to pull this out of the closet to join y'all tonight. I had to literally go and pull the Chromebook out of the closet to join y'all. I am calling Acer in the morning and being like, hey, replace this, because that's real annoying.
They're going to tell you to go fuck yourself.
I'm within warranty. They can't tell me to go fuck myself. I'm within warranty. I only bought it in April. I just can't return it to the store. I'm within warranty. I can tell them to replace it.
All right. As long as you're within warranty, then that's good.
Yeah. No, I only bought it in April. I get a year warranty. I shouldn't literally have to pull out a Chromebook to record with you. I don't even know what caused the audio issue, but my previous fixes for it are now not working. So
yeah, what caused it is shitty computer. You just need a new computer.
Yes.
I don't have the money for that.
I don't know. Sell it. Look, I don't know. Like I can't.
Can I even sell it with the audio driver not working?
Rob it. Yeah, you can. Do crimes.
Yeah, not that hard.
I'm excited. I bought a new laptop this week. I messaged Dev about it. I think it'll be here tomorrow. So I'm excited to see what that's like. I'd send you my old one, Haley, but I don't want to pay to ship it to Canada.
How much would it cost to ship it?
I don't know, like $50. Shipping is expensive, man.
So this month I don't have the money, but I will literally pay you the shipping costs for it. It's just this is Delvin.
I have a nice Chromebook, like a really nice one that the hinge is kind of broken on. Like it works, but like you got to kind of like mess with it with your hand to like make it work. If you want it, it's yours. I don't care. Like I'm gonna throw it away. Like I'm not gonna use it anymore.
Yeah.
So.
Because like really like I mean I was using the gaming laptop. I was going to play Starfield on it, and then I found out how big Starfield is, and so now I'm stuck playing it on the console.
Starfield's not going to be very good on any damn laptop. Yeah. That ain't going to work.
So anyways, this is just Delvin. You remember how I mentioned there are a couple months out of the year where it's slow? This is one of those months. It always slows down in the summer for us. Okay. It picks right back up in September. So
good.
So yeah, like I'm still managing 30, 40 hours a week, but like I usually at this point managing like 60 hours every 2 weeks. So it's like kind of what happened when I got laid off from Sitel, except this time it's just there's no stores demanding we inventory them. So
okay, not bad. So I guess we'll start with Donnie. Donnie, what you playing? You playing anything interesting?
Interesting? Probably not. I'm playing more River City Girls. I played a lot of that this past weekend. I played more Warhammer Bolt Gun. I think I'm almost nearing the end of that. Having a blast with it. When my power went out, right before it went out, I was trying to play some video games, and I was having an issue with this one game where I was playing with my controller and it was still recognizing my keyboard at the same time, and I was like literally Googling how to fix it. And apparently it's just a problem with the game. Like that just is the way that it is on PC. They're like, the only way you can fix it is you can like disconnect your keyboard or like plug in your controller. Like that's the only way to do it. So as I Googled that and found that out, I went to plug in my cord, and literally when I plugged into my controller, that's when the power went out. Like that very moment. And that game was Saints Row. I wanted to play Saints Row. I was like, I'm going to go back. They got the new expansion. I never finished it. I got it on PC for cheap on sale, and I wanted to go back. And literally, as soon as I plugged in my controller, the power went out. But I did play a little more Saints Row today, and yeah, plugging in the controller fixed the problem. So I don't know, like I'm in the mood to play like Saints Row, but I made a lot of progress on Xbox. So like now I'm gonna have to play 10 hours just to catch back up where I am. And now I'm struggling. Like, do I really want to? Like, is it really worth it?
Just play on Xbox.
Like, it does play nicely now. Like, it's running really well on my PC that I'm enjoying. And I did kind of like the game. I didn't think it was anything to write home about, but I was enjoying it. And yeah, I don't know. I don't know. We'll just see how it goes.
I didn't finish it either. I actually haven't played any of the DLC. I should probably at some point try to.
Yeah, I wasn't even particularly interested in the DLC. I was just waiting for them to like get the game stable. What is that noise?
That's my fan, which I told you I can turn off.
That's why I said it's like a jet.
Please do. Yeah. It's not even. It's the whirring. It's like the high pitch.
No, this thing's old. It's
too much.
Old.
That's too much.
Buy a new goddamn fan.
Yeah, she needs a new fan. So when the power was out, you know, I had some Ally time, I had some Switch time because those ran on batteries. So I did play me some Pikmin, and I jumped back into Kirby. So yeah, I got my Kirby Dreamland Deluxe going. Oh, I'm almost done. I'm on the penultimate world, I found out. So I've almost put Kirby to bed. I may finish that this weekend. And then I guess we can talk about this too. I pulled out my I have like a movie theater, like a projector and a screen, and it blows up and things that I always put out for Halloween. So every year I usually try to pull it out a little early just to test it and all that. And I got a new projector this year, so we watched the Mario movie.
Nice.
We had the kids over. I thought it was okay. I'm not gonna go crazy about it. The voices are still like they're problematic for me. Like from the get-go, from the start, I was like, I don't know if I can do this. But
okay for you is good.
Yeah, but it was funny. I had a couple laughs. Like it was fine. It was about I don't know if I had any expectations, but like if you had told me that Pixar or Illuminate or whoever they're called, if you told me that, you know, they were making a kids movie for Mario, I'd be like, that's probably about what it would be like. Like that was about right, I guess. You know, they're not my particular cup of tea, like the Toy Stories and things like that. So I don't know how other people would compare them to these movies get like crazy popular, right? Like, what was it, Frozen and stuff like that. To be clear, people go nuts for this stuff.
Let me correct it for people go crazy. Illumination is not it's Disney. Pixar is Disney.
Okay.
They're two different companies.
I was just talking about like how viral like these children movies can be, right? They can just go nuts. They're very popular. And that's never been my cup of tea. So I don't know if I'm particularly the person to, you know, to ask like how it was, but I'll just say that I didn't hate it. Like it was okay. It was fine.
Illumination is NBC, I think. Yes, but I think it's owned by NBC.
Mm.
And people, generally speaking, don't like Illumination. So this movie so.
Don't they do the Minions? Isn't that a huge thing? Like the Minions?
Minions is loved by like 40-year-old suburban moms and very small children. Other than that, I don't think I've ever seen someone.
That sounds like Mario. I've had.
I don't think I've seen someone unironically like the Minions who's within our 3 age ranges. Just so
weird.
Yeah,
I had a coworker that I worked with. She was a little older than me, but she loved the Minions.
Interesting.
But yeah, you can see how out of touch I am in this demographic. But it was fun. I watched the whole thing. I didn't stop watching it. We watched the whole thing. I had a few chuckles. I laughed. It was fine.
Glad you thought it was okay.
Yeah.
I enjoyed it. I thought it was good.
John 32 immediately proving all of us wrong.
No, John 32 is just a 40-year-old mom. That's all
I enjoyed like the Nintendo isms, right? The Mario Kart and the little star and things like that. I enjoyed those. The song I didn't get. Yeah. I don't know why that's so popular, but the voice still bothers me. The voice still bothers me.
Oh, Mario, yeah.
It's like a bad Mark Wahlberg impression. I swear to God, that's all I hear.
I could do
I
a bad
hear
Mark
like
Wahlberg
somebody on
impression right now.
SNL trying to be Mark Wahlberg. And the whole time I'm like, why didn't they just get Mark Wahlberg? Like if this is what you were going for, like you could have just got Mark Wahlberg.
He was making Uncharted.
Yeah, apparently. Like, you know, like that's all I hear. And I said it the moment it began, he started talking. I was like,
it's that scene
It's
from
jarring.
Transformers: Age of Extinction where he finds Optimus in the garage and is like, "It's a transformer."
and it's funny is I didn't really mind anybody else. Like Rogan or who's Peach? She was fine. You know,
Anya
like
Taylor-Joy is Peach.
there you go. Wow,
you go.
that's cool. So like nobody really bothered me.
Charlie
But
Day as Luigi was a
Ye
good
old Mario like was tough.
pick. Yeah.
It was fine. It was a fine movie.
Yeah, it was all right.
Hey, Ellie, what you been playing? Been playing anything interesting?
I've been playing Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2 multiplayer.
Of course.
There you go. Fuck yeah.
I've been well, you know why. I bought Starlight, okay? I spent money on the Starlight operator skin.
You didn't buy Nicki Minaj and Snoop
She
Dogg?
ain't got no. She got this broken ass fan. She's talking about she got no PC. She out here like I bought Starlight.
I
am
bought
running around kicking ass in Warzone as Starlight.
With this hot ass fan.
Right. We know where your priorities are.
Okay,
Damn fan's barely hanging on.
Okay, also I bought Starlight last month when she was available, okay?
Your
The
fan's so
computer was
old
working
it
at that
doesn't
point.
it like your fan is so old it just oscillate. There's no
Yes.
S on it.
Yeah.
It just doesn't go around more than once. It's just one oscillate.
You know what else was available last month? A goddamn new fan. That was available last month as well.
Anyways, I actually don't play Warzone. I just play straight up multiplayer. So I'm not a fan of Call of Duty's Battle Royale. I will jump in for the Modern Warfare 3 reveal next week. If I'm not working, I think I am actually when that happens, but I presume it'll be available for a few days. Other than that, I've just been playing like New Game Plus on Dying Light 2, trying to knock out challenges and stuff like that and earn legend levels, stuff like that. Stuff that was added to the game post July of last year. I don't know.
People are liking the updates.
Let me ask you,
Oh yeah.
do they give you any cool stuff to play with Starlight? Do they give you anything for it? Like, I just bought Starlight and that's just it?
Oh no, yeah, you get like weapon skins and like loading screens for the game, a player icon.
Yeah, man, it's Call of Duty. It's not your damn Nickelodeon brawl, whatever shit you were playing. Like, this is Call of Duty. Of course they do, man.
Yeah,
There's a reason Starlight's in
I
it
don't
to
know,
begin with.
for $25.
I just
for $25 you get
fascinates me.
this.
They
like-
give you any cool stuff?
Like for $25, you get the Starlight skin. You get two what are called blueprints, which are pre-made weapon designs that have a specialized Starlight camo on them. But they also come with a bunch of preset attachments, and they're like pro circuit tuned and stuff like that. So that's been my go-to class, and like my KD with them is like 2.5. So like I'm running around like with 40 kill matches and I have like 10 deaths. So
Yeah, you're owning folks.
Oh, okay.
yeah. Granted, I really only play shipment 24/7, so it's not hard to rack up a lot of kills in that tiny ass map.
Oh, I started to interrupt. I forgot to mention. I got new controllers, man.
Yes,
Oh,
I saw.
I looked down
Yes.
and it was like, oh yeah, I told I bought these on Etsy. They're just faceplates. From a store called Pixelated Customs. If anybody wants to look them up, you can actually buy the designs that I made. She liked the designs so much, the ones that I picked. I didn't make the designs, like I found them, but she liked those designs so well that she made store postings of them for other people to buy. So if you want Donnie's Cult of the Lamb controller or my Ori controller, you can buy them. But they're really not all that expensive. I have a bunch of these controllers laying around. Right, like I've got my old personalized controller that I wasn't using anymore. I've got a couple black controllers from my Xbox Series X and my Xbox One controller that I wasn't using anymore. And these are controllers just like sit in the bin. So I was thinking of ways to use them. And I was like, well, I wonder if I can like get some custom skins for them and stuff. I tried a Cyberpunk skin on a Series X controller, and like I could never get the skin to like lay right. It was hard to apply. So I was like, I'm just going to buy some. And I found the shop. She gave me 4 faceplates for $100, $25 each. Seems like a pretty sweet deal.
Yeah.
And she worked with me. I could like literally do my designs, and she'd like show me proofs of what they'd look like on each one and stuff. And I got to make them my own. So I commandeered my Redfall controller to make my Cult of the Lamb controller, which is pretty sweet, right? It's got the red triggers and everything. It looks nice. I commandeered my old Eat the Hype controller for my Ori one because it's got purple sticks and buttons. So that like works perfectly. I did the Cyberpunk one. And I have a Juliet Starling controller, which I
saw. It looks pretty cool.
My favorite one.
That one's not that far away. I can show that one as well. So, yeah. A lollipop chainsaw, which is pretty awesome. This is my original Xbox Series controller that came with my Xbox Series X. So, yeah, I told her I'd shout her out because I love, shouting out products that I enjoy. But I do want to give a caveat. They did not sit flat when I got them. Around the Xbox guide button, they were a little stiff. And when you screwed them down, they would hold the guide button down. So I actually had to like file the guide button a little bit just to make it fit. And she said she's like, it's a common issue. She's like, she always tries, but without having like the exact controller, she's like, it may never exactly work. So she's like, I'm always too scared to do too much because obviously if there's like some separation there, people won't like that.
That'd be worse.
Yeah. So like if you're thinking about if like you're hearing this or you're seeing this and you're like, that looks cool, I'd like to do that. Just keep that in mind. Your mileage may vary. You may have to make, it was nothing a little file couldn't fix, right? I got Jack's little model file and it took me, a minute to just kind of shave off a millimeter. It's not that big of a deal. But if you expect to just bolt it on and it'd be perfect, like it may not be.
Okay.
That's pretty cool.
Sorry. Yeah. I wanted to get that plug in there. I promised her that I would do that. And they are cool.
Oh, that was great.
No, that's
because there are a lot of games. I don't think I'll ever get a Cult of the Lamb controller.
Absolutely not.
People out there may have games like that they love, like I do, and they want stuff like that. Like I wanted a new Cyberpunk controller to go with my Cyberpunk stuff that I put up there, and I didn't want the Xbox One Cyberpunk controller. I wanted something better than that. So
yeah. No. The only other thing I've been playing is like I'm going back and forth essentially between the 2 games right now. I'm hopping between Dead Island 2 and Dying Light 2. I finally finished Dead Island 2 actually.
Is it any better than Dying Light 2?
Yes.
It is.
It's
because if that game was on sale right now, instead of playing Saints, I would probably play that. But because it's not on sale yet, like I keep holding. Keep holding for a sale.
That's fair. I would recommend Dead Island 2 for full price, but I also know that like other stuff has happened and you gotta worry about your gaming budget and stuff like that. It's very good. It's very polished. There's literally only been one post launch update. So like they've only had to fix like a couple of things.
It's funny to bring that up too, because when I went to launch Saints, that was the thing I looked up. I opened the Epic Store and I was like, oh yeah, Dead Island is exclusive to the Epic Store. And I looked at it and it's still like $60. I was like, oh, never mind.
But literally like they're working on the DLC, which the first one's supposed to come out like fall this year. So
maybe I'll get in then.
Yeah, I'm very excited for that. The story, it's Dead Island. The story is the zombie kills and like the gore system is fantastic. A lot of the side quests are incredibly funny and just like interactions between characters are great. It all depends on who you pick. So like I picked Dani. She's the Irish like alt rock girl. So a lot of her dialogue, she's talking with like Irish mannerisms, which really makes it more funny when she's like talking to someone that's like, my family is missing, and she's like, well, leave it to me. And she's just got like this insane Irish accent. The actress is actually Irish, so it's not like a fake Irish accent. The actress is actually Irish, so like it doesn't sound obscene. It's just some of the line deliveries are absolutely funny.
It'd be funnier if it was obscene.
Yeah.
Environmental designs are cool. Once you beat like an area story-wise, you can shoot like you can go back to it and like fast travel. It's not not open world, right? So like it's like there's 10 levels that are like varying sizes, but like they each contain like really cool stuff. Like the first, like one of the first areas you go to contains like a fully designed like streamer influencer house, which contains like a bowling alley and a movie theater and a pool, and like you can use environmental hazards in all of them to just murder zombies. So
that's good stuff.
Great. Yeah, the gore system's really good. The only other thing I've interacted with, and Delvin, this one's for you. I watched Transformers: Rise of the Beast, and why does that movie end with a stinger for G.I. Joe? What is that?
They're in the same universe.
Spoiler, by the way.
Huh?
Yes, they are.
We've already learned about this. Universe. They're in the same universe. Which makes you think the G.I. Joe would be rather obsolete pretty quick if he's fighting entire mechs that could transform from cars.
Yeah, literally.
You know?
You think so?
He was like, I'm fighting like, Ruskies in the jungles with my ye old assault rifle, and then here comes Optimus Prime. Like, oof. You done brought a rock to a gunfight, sir.
Literally, I'm watching this kid go through a job interview.
G.I. Joe to fight like the Taliban.
Yeah.
He's
Does
like,
he not? Does he not?
He's like, we work for a
secret
organization, and like
G.I. Joe fights Cobra, and Cobra's like this special organization that have these ridiculous type vehicles and stuff.
Yeah, they're like, dude, they're a metaphor for the Soviets.
Yeah,
that's exactly what that is.
That's
not a little bit. Not a little bit. No, a lot.
That's way more high-tech weapons than the Soviets. Way more high-tech than the Soviets.
Okay.
Like they're like, oh.
I'll give them some technology, but like that's who they're supposed to be.
Yeah.
They're fighting the Ruskies in the jungle, man. That's what G.I. Joe does.
It's so weird. I'm sitting there like, really? This is what we're doing? This is how we're ending a Transformers movie? Really?
Sorry, everybody, for Haley spoiling that huge thing that people were crazy about.
Is it a new movie?
It's on Paramount Plus, so I assume no.
It just got the Paramount Plus. Like, it came out June.
Damn, Haley. Haley's out here just ruining Transformer dreams.
Oh, wow.
I thought this was an old movie. I thought the Transformer movie came out like, wasn't it like Shia LaBeouf or whatever? And like,
oh no,
we don't speak on those movies.
This movie.
Are those not the same movies?
No, this is a separate timeline. This is in the same.
Oh my god, there's timelines.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah,
of course there are.
Because the original series was terrible.
Yeah.
So like, no, this is awful.
Who's G.I. Joe?
Oh no, G.I. Joe doesn't show up. It's just a guy in an interview.
What do you mean, who is G.I. Joe? That is a grandpa-ass question. Which one is Joe?
I don't know. I don't know anything about this.
G.I. Joe is like supposed to be like special ops organization. So it's like a bunch of G.I. Joes.
Oh, okay. So it's not like Master Chief.
It's not just like like one person.
Okay, I literally thought it was one person. I thought there's like a lot of people in the platoon, but there was like one hero, G.I. Joe is what I was thinking.
No.
It's like there's the Army, the Navy, Air Force, Marines, and then there's G.I. Joe.
Okay, so then I'll rescind my Soviet stuff because obviously I don't know anything about what I'm talking about.
Yes. Snake Eyes is part of G.I. Joe.
I try my best. I don't even know what that is. Nicolas Cage? Nicolas Cage is a part of G.I. Joe?
I'll give you one. Sergeant Slaughter. He's G.I. Joe.
Okay.
He's a big, like
the
in
wrestler.
The 80s, he was like the wrestler. They made him a cartoon character in the G.I. Joe series, and he was like a super strong character, like in the cartoon show.
Yeah.
Well, damn it, Haley.
Ow.
Get your shit together. Okay? There are people out here that really, really care about the ending of the third universe of the Transformers MCU second sequel universe cycle.
This movie is set in 1994, by the way. This movie is set in 1994.
Are they doing the Captain Marvel thing?
No, they're doing the...
They're like, we're cool with that dude. The Mario movie, it was so obnoxiously clear. They're like, we're going to win over the millennials by throwing in a bunch of glam rock. Like, you love AHA, don't you? Fucking AC/DC makes you happy, right? You're feeling good. I was like, what in the pandering shit is this?
Well, you know what, Danny?
I've never felt so much like a demographic in my life.
Yeah.
I was like, this is just, I just feel like I'm a part of a market study. You love this, don't you?
I'm glad you said that. Because Transformers does the
Does the same thing. Of course it does.
with 90s fucking hip hop.
There you go.
Motherfucker, we're in New York. We're playing Wu-Tang Clan through the whole movie. Like, God damn.
I forgot all about. Yeah, that's all that was kept. And I was like, man, if you're gonna do all of this in a Mario movie, at least make like a Guitar Hero reference. Like, damn it. Yeah. You know, like they're just over and over and over again. It was like, oh, okay. Cheap trick. Pun not intended.
No, anyways, it's set in 1994 because the Bumblebee movie's set in the 70s, so it's in that timeline.
Mm.
Yeah.
Well, I'd watch it, but Haley spoiled it for me, so now I don't think I can even watch it.
Spoiled like a 2-second scene.
You ruined the movie for me. You ruined it.
Just ruined it. Destroyed
I can't even. I was gonna rent it, Delvin, for you, and then Haley ruined it. I feel
like you would care less if I
ruined it
than this.
Yeah. Just ruined it.
Ruined it.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. I beat Resident Evil 4.
I saw you playing that. I was like, yeah.
Yeah. I was like,
join the club.
If I keep playing Zelda, I'm not going to beat shit. So I just said, let me beat Resident Evil 4, get out of the way. I beat it.
It's pretty quick.
It was great.
So yeah, I have a question for you because I saw Delvin Jr. playing Final Fantasy 16. Did you take so long to play Zelda that he nicked your copy of Final Fantasy 16? Is that what happened?
No, I think he bought his own copy of it, if I remember correctly.
And y'all have multiple copies of Final Fantasy 16? And Square Enix is still losing money? What the hell's going on over there? They still broke?
Square Enix is just like, hey, we have really unattainable goals. We're not going to realign those.
Save it. Save
the thing. We'll talk about that in a minute. An update.
On Zelda?
No, well, I'm still playing that. But an update for what we talked about last week.
That'd be about Shaq.
Everything I ordered last week to come this week, all late.
Oh my god!
Came. The Optimus Prime still not fucking here yet. Supposed to be here tomorrow.
Is that the $700 Optimus Prime?
Yes, I had to order a new car stereo. Late. Just everything I ordered is not here yet.
So I found a TikTok about an old toy, a commercial that I was definitely dying to play tonight, but no dev here. Can't do it. It's gotta wait.
Yeah,
gotta wait. It's very funny though. It's obscene. I'm playing it with misintentions.
Okay, perfect. I can't wait for that
one. $700 Optimus toy is not meant to be used on carpet, by the way. I've seen video of people trying to use it on carpet.
Oh,
it does not go well.
I don't think he's going to use it. Right? It's like a display thing. Yeah.
I'll probably use it a couple of times.
You can make Optimus dab.
I
think you should fight the Chihuahua.
That's not a bad idea.
Does it have like a controller? Like, can you fight things with it?
You can use your phone as a
It's like an RC car?
Essentially, yes.
Yes and no.
That's pretty cool. I would fight things like that Chihuahua.
I'm definitely going to fight things with it.
I'd make a TikTok out of Chihuahua versus Optimus Prime.
Chihuahua immediately loses.
Yeah, and some post effects and stuff. Yeah, it'd be cool.
Chihuahua was scared of everything, so Optimus would easily win that battle. Coward ass Chihuahua. Just straight up scared, barking under the bed. Like, I bought you. You're not supposed to be scared of me. Like, I gave you a new home and a family. You should be happy you see me.
Absolutely not.
Absolutely not. Like, I guess he thinks I'm going to take him back to the people. Like, no. I brought you here for a reason.
Well, it's cool. I'm glad you beat Resident Evil. It's a good game.
Yeah. That's all I did. Everything else was a disaster this week.
Yeah.
All right. We got some news, Donnie, so let's get to the news.
Which one do I want to play?
I don't know.
I don't know either.
I am not. I woke up in a new well.
As we just mentioned ago, Square Enix had their earning report and they have a stock drop to report. Q2 2023 earnings were disclosed on Friday, which stated that revenue had increased around 14% year over year, but profits had dropped 65%. Final Fantasy 16 did not meet internal expectations. this is funny, citing a slow adoption of the PS5.
Huh?
And there are like 40 million of those things sold or something.
Yeah.
And everybody
People
talking about
are
how fast it's selling and all of that.
They
Yeah.
have sold 40 million units. Yes.
Stock is down almost 13% overnight, which video game blogs always write that article. Stock is down. They're almost always reactionary. And if you give it like 2 weeks, they almost always return to normal.
Yeah.
So,
is
but
correct.
stocks did drop overnight after the news was reported. I'm not too
Pretty
worried
sure
about
it's
Square.
almost back to normal now.
Yeah, I'm
isn't
not
it?
too worried about Square Enix. I think they'll be fine.
I'm just curious, who the fuck is embezzling money over there?
That's true.
How do they have revenue up?
They
for
sold
like-
off their last excuse. Like
Well,
they can't blame it on Crystal no more. They
So
sold.
here's my favorite part about this. They like spent all of the development costs of Final Fantasy 16 in 1 quarter. That's what they did. Is they put them all in 1 quarter, which is like, how is that not fraud? Like,
Yeah, it's what
Do
corporations do. Yeah, do crimes. Yeah,
do crimes.
I'm not gonna hate them for it. I think Sony's stock went down after their things today as well.
It did, but
So,
also
like, yeah,
we
it
got
doesn't mean
more
anything.
substantial news out of that than their stock dropping.
We were reporting that like Nintendo year after year, there's almost always a Nintendo stock price dropped. And I'm like,
Oh yeah,
if you look at it on like a 15-year scale, it's like a straight up chart. It's like a great investment. One of the best stock investments you could have, Nintendo. And there's like 100 articles if you search over that time about how the stock has dropped, and you should be, in panic.
yeah.
Yes, that's how stocks work.
Yeah, that's how stocks work. Red Dead Redemption is coming to PS4 and Nintendo Switch for the first time. Announced Monday, Rockstar Games presents Red Dead Redemption as a bundle of the 2010 Western RPG and its Halloween-fueled Undead Nightmare companion. It'll run 1080p 30 FPS on PS4 systems, 4K 30 FPS on PS4 Pro, and will work via backwards compatibility on PS5. It's available digitally on the 17th, so it's a little over a week,
Yeah, here's
and it'll be available physically for $50
oh.
on October 13th.
Hey, so fun fact, it will also be $50 digitally, which means in Canada this thing's $80 for a port.
Wow.
For a
Let's be
port.
Canadian.
Okay, but still for a port. Not
We
a
don't know what
remaster.
it's going to run on Switch, but I would imagine it's 720/30 portable and 1080/30 docked.
Yeah.
There are some light improvements. Like it's not a straight 1-for-1 port. Like there's an upgrade to like the lighting, the contrast is a little bit better. Like it's not but it basically is like the same thing. It's the same thing.
Yeah.
Question, Donnie,
Yeah.
because you might know this better than I would. Can't you buy Red Dead Redemption on Xbox like right
That's
now?
why it's not
100% you can. Actually, when it was the funnier part about that is when they added it to backwards compatibility for Xbox One years ago, they reprinted it. Like there were Xbox One copies of Red Dead Redemption, Xbox One case you can buy.
Yeah.
And you could buy one, like they're everywhere. You buy one for like $8. I think brand new they're like 25.
That's what I was
bucks.
getting to.
But yeah, you get them Amazon for like $6.
Yep.
And it's been on sale 1,000 times for like $2. And on Xbox on Series X, it runs in 4K, I think at 30. But I think if you
Yes.
are willing to, if you do the FPS boost, which probably puts it at 1080, I think you can play at 60.
I think the FPS boost for Red Dead on the Series X is automatic. I don't think there's even an option. 'Cause I know.
Yeah, I haven't played it
the
since launch, so I don't remember. But in launch, I
Because
played Undead Nightmare because I love Undead Nightmare. It's incredible.
I've actually never played Undead Nightmare. But
It's worth buying just for that.
For example,
It is.
like GTA 4 also got FPS boost on the
It
Series
did.
X.
The difference is the difference. GTA 4, I believe, is uncapped, has an uncapped frame rate.
Well, and here's my favorite part though: it broke the final mission of the game on X.
Probably because of the frame rate.
Yeah, because there's a quick time event in the final mission when you make the choice. I'm not spoiling Grand Theft Auto 4 for people,
Oh,
but when you make the choice,
you won't spoil that 18-year-old game, but you
You can't
spoil that damn
spoil.
movie that came out a minute ago. Make it make sense, Haley.
anyways,
20 years old.
When you
She's like,
make
fuck
the
this
choice
Transformers
that you-
movie that's 60 days old, but we have to protect
when you
cousin.
make- all right, fine, fuck it. When you make the choice between Roman or Kate in the fucking mission, final mission, there's a quick time event. Regardless of who you choose, the quick time event doesn't work. It fails every time because of the uncapped frame rate.
Okay.
Yeah.
So there's been a lot of things said about this. We got questions. First question comes from Haley. What do you think? Why do you think people overhype themselves from rumors just based on the recent Red Dead situation, for example?
Yeah,
I mean,
like,
do that need to be asked? This is what we do. It's just what gamers do.
I know, but like
one of our names is Eat the Hype.
Yeah, it's 100% is what we do. I mean, if you want to talk about those, I mean, we have talked about it on the show for weeks because the website's been data mined. We knew something was coming. Colin Moriarty, I believe, like kicked this off months ago, and he was like, Red Dead Redemption Remastered is coming. He had claimed to have seen it somehow, probably like a picture of the game or artwork or something, a logo.
Yeah.
And then the data mine on the website had the Switch assets, so we knew it was coming to Switch. I don't think people should be upset for being hyped, Haley.
No,
if a game hasn't come out in 10 years and all of these rumors are pointing that it comes back out and the company just released GTA the Definitive Edition, I think it'd be fine to expect Red Dead Remastered, not this. This is kind of a joke.
Yeah.
Well, that's what I was thinking, because like we didn't know what this was gonna be. Like we knew it was gonna be something. We knew it was gonna be Red Dead something. And we assumed single player based on like the thing that went up on their website. But like we didn't have confirmation it's gonna be a remaster. I saw people going, it's gonna be a complete engine overhaul. It's gonna be Red Dead
remake and Red Dead engine
in the Red Dead 2 engine, and I was like,
that would have been awesome.
I mean, it would have been, but I'm like, that seems like a lot of work for a team that's mostly devoted to GTA 6. And granted, like,
sure, but like, people don't care about that, and people don't know about that. Here's the thing, though. This company has sold like 200 million copies of GTA 5. Like, they have made a shit ton of money, like an insane amount of money, more than anything. For them to come out and literally just bring you like, here's the Xbox 360 version of the game. I wonder, like, why even do it? Why even do it at all?
Yeah.
Like, if this is it, if this is your level investment, why? I mean, I think like they're gonna make some quick money. That's why. I'm not too naive to know that. But this does kind of sully. This is beneath them. Like this belittles their name. This belittles the franchise and the studio. You're better than this. You're the best. Like the bar is higher.
Yeah.
I mean, God, the Grand Theft Auto trilogy collection was a disaster, and that looks like way better than what they're doing. They're literally just releasing the 360 version of the game on other consoles.
Yeah.
They're like, here's our old game.
They tried.
And they're not even, and I was wondering, like, obviously, if the price was different, this would be different. If it was $20, sure.
People would be crazy.
Right.
They're happy for it. Ecstatic.
Yeah. What about all the people that like own Red Dead Redemption on like PS3?
Yeah.
Like, why don't they just get this game? They're like, it works on your PS4 versus backwards compatibility. Like, yeah, but I have to buy it. I already own it. I own the same game.
The exact same game.
Like for Switch, I kind of get it. Like if it was a Switch only release, sure. And in this state, I bet it runs pretty decently on Switch. I think I've only ever played this game at 30, so if it runs at 30, it should be fine. It's not a big game by modern standards anymore. You know, it's like what, 15 gigs, something like that, 13.
I think it's
like it's not even that big. So like,
yeah,
it's the first time it's on Switch. So in that regard, if they were just releasing on Switch, I'd understand. But for them to do this on PlayStation, just I don't know.
Yeah, why would you buy this for PlayStation?
People say a lot of things, and they cash grabs and things like that. Whenever any developer, publisher does anything, like they raise the price. Like this is probably the situation where I think this is probably the most warranted.
Yeah, like I'm not
like this is literally just like a cheap money get.
Yeah,
like I have more respect for like Batman coming to Switch, and at least then you're getting like the whole collection.
Yeah.
You know,
I'm again with that Batman collection. I'm curious how Arkham Knights running on Switch.
Oh, I want to see it run. And I may even with all that said, I should have said this at the top. I love the first Red Dead Redemption, and I love Undead Nightmare, and it might be one of the best recommendations I could give to anybody playing a game this Halloween. If you've never played it, Undead Nightmare is incredible. And would I love to have a portable version of this game? Yeah, I would. Like, would I potentially buy a Switch copy? Yeah. Like on the cheap? Yeah, I probably would get it on Switch because I love this game. That's another thing that we didn't mention. It's not coming to PC at all.
That's
like,
so, I don't
dude,
understand.
Rockstar just fucking hates PC, man. They did the same thing with GTA. Like, they just give no fucks. Because, like, you know what would happen is they put it on PC and then modders would fix it. They do it themselves. They make it look awesome in like 3 days, and then Rockstar, like, this game will come out on PC in like 2025 for $70. They'll raise the price somehow for PC. It'll be exclusive to the Epic Store or GOG or something like.
It's the same thing with I don't know if you saw Red Dead Redemption 2 on hacked firmware for the PS5 is able to run uncapped on PS5.
Oh, of course, yeah.
Just haven't done anything to it. It's what are we doing?
I would tell you this: if this was on PC, I'd probably be a day one buyer because having like Red Dead on my Ally is like a dream come true. Like, that's awesome. I would totally replay that game. Like this fall, everybody be like, oh my God, we've got Starfield and Spider-Man. And I'd be like, I'm going to sit here and play Cyberpunk, Metal Gear, and Red Dead all over again. Games I've already played. That'd be like my whole fall. Yeah. But with them not coming on PC, I'm more apt to wait. If there's a sweet Black Friday deal, they might get me. Like, if I can get Red Dead on Switch for like $25, I might pop. But outside of that, I probably not.
Here's my question: how long before they announce the PC version? Because you know,
a year. It won't be for a year from now,
right?
I guarantee you. Red Dead Redemption doesn't hit PC before June.
So Red Dead Redemption doesn't hit before GTA 6 is announced.
It might hit right before GTA 6. They might. Yeah, and maybe. Today they'll bury it in the bottom of the press release in like really small print. Red Dead Redemption is available on PC. But you have to go to GameStop and buy a card with physical cash only. My God. You know, like they'll do some shit like that. They just they hate PC, man. They always have. They always have.
Like, because we know that
and the Rockstar launcher sucks. Like it all sucks.
That's why I don't buy any of those cheap game keys off like Fanatical or anything, because you have to use the Rockstar launcher.
I do. I mean, I for all the things I say it out of love. I love Rockstar. They make some of my favorite games in the world. So you know, I say it with love.
Yeah, I love.
And then they also make Red Dead Redemption 2, which sucks.
Fuck you.
They make some of my favorite games in the world, and also they made Red Dead Redemption 2.
You know I love Red Dead Redemption 2 way more than Red Dead Redemption 1.
2 sucks.
Fucking Arthur Morgan, best video game character.
Not even close.
Hell yeah.
Absolutely. What a downgrade. What a downgrade.
Oh, man.
They're lucky that Last of Us saved it from being like the worst sequel of all time. Like it was, and then Last of Us 2 happened.
Red Dead Redemption 2 is great.
I like both those games.
Last of Us 2 is better than Red Dead Redemption 2. Like at least it's fun to play.
No.
Like at least it's fun to play. Red Dead Redemption is not even fun to play.
Red Dead Redemption 2 is very fun to play. I put over 200 hours in it. And I haven't even touched the online mode. I'm just talking.
Where's Yarden when you need him? I need backup.
Memes about the Pokemon.
Oh yeah, I saw that earlier.
He's making what?
He's making memes about the new Pokemon Diglett plush or something that they made.
That's an interesting plush.
I don't even know what that means.
No,
sure.
It's very much a plush, but it is very much shaped like a penis.
Yes.
That's what Yarden's doing, is making memes about the new Pokemon plush that's shaped like a penis.
The hero we need. John, I'm glad you like Red Dead RDR2, man. I was not a fan. And I was burned so hard. I was so excited. I love Red Dead Redemption so much. I was so excited for 2. And I just hated like its moment to moment gameplay. Like just the mechanics of playing the game were bad.
I don't know what it is. Like, so I've tried to get into Red Dead 1 multiple times and I couldn't, but Red Dead 2, boom.
Thank you, Joe.
I put in
Joe's my man.
And I put in over 200 hours to Red Dead 2. Like, if this port goes on sale, I'll give it another try. But like,
I'll probably try it too. I mean, for all the things they'll say about it, and that's why they're doing it.
Yeah,
The reason they're doing it is because people are going to buy it. Because I think Red Dead Redemption 2 is an incredible game. So like, it's not. I'm not upset that it's happening.
Yeah.
I just think it's beneath the Rockstar label. They're better than this. They should have tried harder.
Yeah.
They should have tried harder than this. At least 60 FPS. Like, that'd be a seller. Like, at least be like, we redid it and it's a 60 FPS. You know, this is like less than like Skyward Sword. Like, at least Skyward Sword was like, we updated the controls and it runs at 60 now. Like, now you can buy it. I'm like, okay. But this is less than that. You know, this is like a 1 or 2 decisions away from being worse than the original release. Wait a minute. It doesn't even have multiplayer. Right? Like, it doesn't even have their multiplayer stuff on it either at all. Which you can still do on the Xbox. All those servers are still live. You can still play it. Like, this shit is fucking stupid. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. This shit is just fucking dumb. They're like $50. Like, fuck. $50.
That's insulting.
That it is. It is insulting. You should be, and I say that as somebody who, again, loves the game. You should feel insulted that they're like, we can do this and get away with it. Like, this is a joke, right? I guess we should be thankful they didn't say 70.
Oh, here's my favorite part. Is like you said, they did this because they know people are gonna buy it, which is why Strauss Zelnick came out and said, "Yeah, it's commercially acceptable for the price."
I mean, and in that regard, they probably are right. I mean, I get it. Like, commercially acceptable is a very low bar. Yeah. Most games come out at $60, so sure, why not? Yeah, your game can come out and be, whatever. It just sucks. It sucks. It's not very good. If this came out and it was $29.99, I think the reaction would have been a little bit better. This is a situation where I think the price does matter a lot to perception. Because I think I wouldn't even have to try very hard, but if you Googled, I bet this game was on sale on the Xbox store like within the last 8 to 12 weeks for like $4. I
think so. I think I may have bought it. So that's what I'm like. This is an Xbox. I just remember buying this.
I know people think of me as the Xbox guy, but I feel compelled to let you know this. I did play Red Dead Redemption on Xbox when the Series X came out. Because I hadn't got it. I got my Xbox early before the games release were live. And I spent like my first few days with it playing Red Dead. It runs incredible on Series X. It's like super sharp and very smooth. It's almost too sharp. It's like the visuals, the sharpness is so clear. The textures are so sharp that like it looks older than it should. Like, because everything, it's like when you were emulating a game and you ratchet up like the emulation effects and it makes the games like look odd. That's kind of how it is on Xbox. Like, it's too sharp. You'd almost want to blur it a little. You're like, what is this, man? Because it runs great on Xbox. So that makes this even a weirder story. Is that you can like walk into a GameStop and pick up this game for like $10.
Yeah. John 32 says they did this for Switch and then Red Dead Redemption 2 on Switch. I feel like Red Dead Redemption 2 on Switch would have to be a cloud port.
I think you said Switch 2.
He said Switch 2, the sequel to Switch.
Yeah, the sequel to Switch. It could, if they're saying maybe run on that. So, maybe. I don't know.
Uh-oh.
I mean, sure. Why not? I'm waiting for them to release GTA 5 on Switch for $50. Here's GTA 5. You can't play GTA Online and it's $60. That's the future.
GTA 4 on Switch.
That's the next remaster that'll come out. Like, we updated the lighting. Here's GTA 4 for $60. Yeah. And the mission's still broken.
Yeah.
Yeah.
$60, please. That's good.
It's to finish the game.
It's bad. It's just there's not a whole lot you can say. Bromigo says, how do you feel about Rockstar releasing RDR1 port? Feels like a poor attempt at a money grab, and it's not even a remaster. I mean, I think we've already answered this, but yeah, you nailed it on the head, Bromigos. It's not even a remaster.
It's not.
Is there anybody else releasing like just the old game but forward? I guess Final Fantasy 14 coming to Xbox, that old ass game, and it's like, here it is, and everybody's excited.
They've done that before. A couple places have done it with it. with certain games, but they just released the exact same game. I'm trying to think which one in particular has done that recently. Was it Blood Rain?
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's not. I mean, from like a major publisher, like a major franchise. This would be like EA being like, "Here's Madden 08, $60." Like, what the fuck? What are you talking about? Like, it's a little weird.
Yeah, I'm trying to think. Now I'm thinking.
I bet Call of Duty could get away with it.
They definitely can.
No, yeah, actually, I say that, and I don't think they could, because they remastered like Modern Warfare and Modern Warfare 2, and they sold those for like $40. You could buy Call of Duty brand new Modern Warfare remastered 2 with it for $39.99, right?
Yeah, it's $39.
Yeah.
And the funniest thing there is Modern Warfare, like the Modern Warfare 4, like the first one, includes multiplayer, but then for Modern Warfare 2, they didn't include multiplayer. It's real weird.
Yeah. But even then, it was less than what Rockstar is charging for Red Dead Redemption.
Yes.
The PlayStation 3 game.
Yes.
Yeah.
Wild. What a story.
Yep.
And I'll probably get it one day, because being able to play Red Dead on the go sounds awesome. So
Sure does.
I'm a sucker. But I won't be buying it like right away. Getting that bad boy on sale or used.
Black Friday. That's what it's called.
Yeah, I imagine at the very least it'll be $29.99 on Black Friday.
Probably.
$19.99, and now you're talking. If you get this game for $19.99 on Switch, sweet deal. Snatch it up.
When did that Batman game come out?
We got. I'm sorry?
When did the Batman game come out for Switch?
October.
Yeah, it's October.
Okay. So it won't be on sale Black Friday.
We have non-essentials for PlayStation. So this month's non-essential games are Sea of Stars, Moving Out 2, Destiny 2, The Witch Queen, Lost Judgment, Destroy All Humans 2, 2 Point Hospital, Source of Madness, Curse to Golf, Dreams, Lawn Mowing, is it Simulator?
Yes.
Spellforce 3, Midnight Flight Express, Hotel Transylvania.
And there's also like PJ Masks or some odd game in there as well. That's not.
I didn't even know what that was, so I just read over it.
Oh, PJ Masks
there you
is
go.
a cartoon.
You get that one too.
It's a cartoon of like for Disney Channel.
Haley's into it. You get that one too. Are you guys excited?
Not my thing.
Sea of Stars is cool.
Lost Judgment's fantastic.
It's coming to both Game Pass and PS Plus.
Yep. Everybody gets to play that game for free except for Switch players.
Yep.
You'll get nothing.
They said, fuck off, Switch players. You're going to buy it anyway.
Moving Out 2 coming day one as well to extra. That's pretty cool.
I saw Kyle being excited about that. Yep.
Yeah. Lost Judgment seems interesting, but man,
Great
trying
game.
trying to get into Yakuza when most of the games do not include a English dub, and thus I have trouble focusing because of my audio processing. It's sure hard to get into that series.
You need to add more
If I
RAM to your
remember
audio
correctly,
processing.
Lost Judgment does have an English dub.
I know it does, but it's also
And
the sequel to a game that's not on PS Extra and is still $50. So
And it's not Yakuza. It's like a spinoff. It's not even
I know
nothing
it
to do
is.
with it. So you can probably
it
get
takes
into
place in the same
and
district.
enjoy it. Same. It's very loosely based on it. Not even nothing to do with it.
It's hurting my brain
I know.
hearing
what
how
else-
much the
or-
minutia you're going into about this.
You know what else hurts my brain? Trying to slot more RAM into my addled head.
There you go. Yeah, you need more RAM. When you get you Brain Age on like DS,
Oh,
you need to
God.
increase those
Yeah, I
don't
reps.
even
You
have
get
one of
those
those.
numbers
I don't
up,
even
Haley.
have one.
There
Those
you
are
go.
rookie numbers.
Yeah, Beyonce played it.
I see we're quoting Wolf of
You
Wall.
remember the commercial?
No.
I do remember the commercial.
See, Donnie remembers
I
it.
do. Devolver held a delayed direct where they announced the delays to their entire lineup. Plucky Squire, Stick It to the Stickman, Anchorfoot, Pepper Grinder, and Skate Story have all been delayed into next year. This year, though, they will still release Gunbrella, Wizard with a Gun, The Talos Principle 2, and the Cosmic Wheels Sisterhood.
All those games sound made up.
Gunbrella is dope. I will buy them day one on Gunbrella for sure. But I was very excited to see Skate Story, Angerfoot, and Plucky Squire. So bummer that they're delayed. But this did not come as a surprise when they held their E3 show and we saw none of them. That's what I kept saying at their little developer direct. I was like, where are all the games that I'm here for? They were not to be found. So
I do
probably going to be
cool
delayed.
they did a 24 direct essentially. Like, hey, these games are coming out next year.
Yeah,
that's cool. To get that.
Yeah, it was funny. Quick hitters: Metal Gear Solid, the franchise has hit 60 million lifetime sales.
What are they buying?
So I want to put this in perspective. The entire franchise of Metal Gear Solid, all time, has sold 60 million copies of something. Where Rockstar has sold like 200 million copies of GTA 5, and Metal Gear is at least doing Metal Gear Solid 3 remake. Okay, and they're doing collections, and Rockstar is literally just releasing the game.
Isn't there Volume 1 collection for Metal Gear out at the end of this month?
I thought it was next month, but I'm not real good on my dates. It's whenever it is.
Next month.
I bought it on Switch and PC, so I'm excited. I don't know which one I'm going to play it on, though. Probably the Ally. Yeah, probably I'll play it on PC. Probably the Ally. Pokemon, the trading card game, Pokemon Stadium 2, arrived to Nintendo Switch Online yesterday. And I'm sure you'll hear more about this on Delvin's Shack as he takes over his shack. Delvin, you got to do some notes, man. I'm not sure if you know about this. We didn't talk about this. Rebecca,
God damn it.
She's going to wake up and do notes. I'm not doing the notes. You guys are going to wake up and there's going to be no notes there.
At least Calvin can say, I do update our notes for XP. Just want to put that out there. I do go in and add the questions. And
so I'm sure you'll hear more about this weekend on Shack, but just in case Delvin wants to give you a tease, Delvin, what did you think of the Pokemon Direct this week?
I watched that shit.
The shit was trash. It was so boring and lame. I didn't watch it, but just watching him, seeing Jack's face when they showed Raikou, and I'm like, what a joke. What an absolute joke.
Let me tell you what happened. My son walked in the room, said, did you watch Pokemon Direct? There's a Pokemon Direct? He said, yeah, it was terrible. Don't watch it. I said, okay, thank you.
Just like the Winnie the Pooh movie.
All I know is I saw the internet go wild over a new Pokemon girl.
The thing that sucks is that they have a new Pokemon, the trading card game, an app that you can play on your phones and stuff. That's pretty decent. I wish it would perform better, and I do wish the integrations are better, but overall it's pretty good. Why not just put that damn thing on Switch? I think they even said that they were going to at one point, and they just never have. And they're like, here's Pokemon the trading card game from Game Boy that you can play on Nintendo Switch Online. Now here's the thing. When I was little, I had a cousin that had this game, and I absolutely love that game. As somebody who loves Pokemon the card game, at the time, that game was the shit. I wanted a Game Boy so bad just to play Pokemon the trading card game on. If anybody out there have you played Pokemon cards, Delvin?
I played Pokemon cards, but I never played the actual Game Boy game and like that.
Okay. Haley, have you ever played Pokemon cards?
I played the cards real life, never the trading card game.
Okay. So this didn't apply to you two, but people out there that have never played the card game that don't know how the card game works, the Game Boy game is going to totally fuck up your mind. Because they had to make a lot of concessions to you can't have the whole game board out in front of you. So there's a lot of things that are hidden in menus and stuff you have to dive to figure out. And by today's standards, it's convoluted as shit. I can't imagine sitting Jack down and being play this. It's the card game. Jack's be what the hell? This isn't at all what anybody knows when they think of if you've actually played the card game. It's not the same. You have to have a really good awareness of the card game to even figure that out at this point. I'm surprised that they were this is the game they wanted to bring forward, not just the app. They have a game. You play on your iPad and it's great. Just put that on Switch. They're nah, we got this Game Boy game. I don't know what Pokemon. I've been hurt so much by the Pokemon Company. This used to be one of my favorite brands all time. My favorite franchises. And I have just disdain for it now. I was watching Kyle and others, and I forget who it is, and I'm sorry, but they were talking about the DLC, and I'm just I couldn't hate this more. I hate all of this. I hate the DLC. I hate the characters. I hate what they've done to Raikou. What the fuck is happening? I've never felt more old. This old man screaming at the clouds than current Pokemon. God.
So I didn't watch the Pokemon Direct. I did, however, see one of my favorite streamers react with like a burnt image of Mr. Incredible because Stadium 2 is coming, and so he knows his chat is going to make him do a Stadium 2 randomizer, and so that's going to go fun for him.
And Stadium is cool. I'll give him props there. I mean, I like Pokemon Stadium. I have those games in 64, so those are cool. If anybody out there has never played them, you should.
Stadium.
Not having like the interactivity like with Game Boy and stuff kind of lessens the appeal, but at least you can.
Yeah.
There's probably people who've never played those. They have no idea what they're like, so that's kind of cool.
Yeah, that's definitely cool.
But yeah, Pokemon just bums me out, man. It just depresses me. I'm in a Pokemon depression. I have been for like 4 years.
Who's this new Pokemon girl people are going crazy for?
I don't know. Don't care.
Fair
I
enough.
saw a picture of her. I'm like, oh,
I'm telling you, this is how much I don't like the new Pokemon games. I don't even want to know. Just like take that shit out of sight, out of mind. Like take it out the pasture and just old yeller this shit. Like this whole era of Pokemon games, Sword and Shield and whatever the thing is called, and RC, just all of it. Just make it go. Thank you, John 32. Yeah, she ain't Purra. She ain't no damn Purra. PlayStation has begun PlayStation 5 Game Cloud streaming in beta form to PlayStation Plus premium members.
I don't have it. I'm in the I'm in their actual literal beta. Don't have it. So don't know what that means.
Excited? Like,
I mean,
you don't have to have it. Do you think it's cool?
Not really. I mean, I'm on a.
No,
I'm
not
on
really
a. I've never really been a big fan of their streaming, anyways. And I say this as someone who literally went and
Maybe they've made it better now.
I've
No.
tried it. No,
It's not any better.
no. The input lag is still crazy bad on it. So like,
I tried playing Hot Shots on Now or whatever they called it, and I was unplayable.
yeah. And remember,
It's like absolutely not.
I went back and played Infamous 1 and got all the achievements I was missing in that game through PS Now. The input lag is bad. I am very glad I already had the hard difficulty achievement because I imagine that would be unattainable through PS Now because of the input lag. It's bad. So I can't imagine what streaming a PS5 game is going to be like if it's that bad on a wired connection. Like my modem is right behind the right.
Yeah,
right
but you
behind
got
me.
Canada internet. I'm not sure how much that applies.
I have gigabit internet.
You know, if it's
Thank
anything
you
like
very
that
much.
fan, you know,
yeah.
I have
If you're like
Yeah.
a fan, I don't trust him.
yeah, I don't know. You excited for streaming, Delvin? You about to stream some PlayStation 5 games?
Absolutely not. I'm not wasting
You
my
know?
data on that shit.
Yeah. I can't see. Says prepping for the queue. Yeah, that's what I imagine. They're prepping for the queue as well.
Yeah, probably.
I know nobody believes me, but I keep saying it. They're going to announce some sort of cloud streaming platform. It's going to happen.
Yeah.
They're not. This thing is not going to be locked to your console forever. People keep saying that, and they're like, but it's not. They're going to announce you're going to be able to stream stuff from a PlayStation Cloud somehow via Plus subscription or your own subscription or separate subscription. They're going to let you do it.
Yeah, I think it's gonna be.
I imagine, like, I've never disagreed with you on that point. Yeah, like that doesn't, like, it doesn't make any sense. Granted,
It doesn't. Yeah, it just doesn't. It doesn't make any sense to lock it to hardware. It doesn't make any sense if you're doing a portable handheld, like the streaming phone. Like none of these dots line up.
Yeah. The only
So
thing
I think
throws
they're all.
slight hindrance on it is why is the queue like Wi-Fi only? Why does it not have data?
Oh, costs. Yeah, they probably don't think they can sell to people with data plans. Just like the Edge. Like, right, the Razer Edge, they just didn't sell anything at data stores. It was a huge loss, so that's just cost thing. But I expect at some point, especially if they can get like a foothold with the queue, if they can sell some of them, I think at some point later on, I think they'll announce some sort of cloud option for folks on PC or whatever that don't have PlayStation 5s that want to play.
Yeah, I mean, I imagined the original use case for this, like, PS5 streaming would be for people who can't afford a PS4. They would just be able to access the library.
Maybe that too.
For streaming.
But I don't think that's the I don't think that's the
No.
focus.
No.
I think what they're doing is they're limiting. It's almost like a limited beta test, right? They're limiting their field and they're controlling their hardware limitations and everything to do the best that they can while they continue to roll it out. But I don't believe for a second. From the moment I saw the queue, I was like, okay, so they're going to prepare like a new PlayStation Now, like a new cloud, whatever, Like they're going to have an option for people.
Yeah.
Unless it all fails. If it all fails, then maybe they shutter it.
Maybe.
But I think this is like step one on a multi-step plan that they're kind of rolling out.
I don't know. The actual beta I'm in has really cool features, but like some of them require actual updates from developers first. So, like
Call of Duty Modern Warfare 3 got a trailer today where we saw Makarov. This game comes out November 10th, and we will get a full game reveal on the 17th.
We also got confirmation that for the first time ever, like pretty much everything you unlock from the previous game is carrying over.
That's because this was originally meant to be DLC.
I know.
People are really mad about that. Like you're twofold. Either you're just excited for the new game, or you're really mad that it doesn't feel like a big new Call of Duty, which I can empathize with. But like we've known this, I've been saying this all year long. This game was meant to be DLC. It was going to be an expansion and like a multiplayer tweak. And somewhere along the way, they realized, if we just add a little bit more to it, we can just sell it. And they're right. They can just sell it, and they will, and it's going to sell. It's going to sell well. That's the other thing. It's going to sell a lot.
Oh, it's going to sell. Also, like this game comes out a day after my birthday. So as a birthday gift, I'm praying and hoping that this doesn't happen. But I may or may not get to watch my boy get slaughtered again. So
yeah, it could happen.
I
think it probably will.
I don't want Ghost to die again. Okay?
I think it probably will, though. I think, it probably will. I don't know.
Because the only reason he died last time was because Shepard was there and turned, and nobody knew. But they already know Shepard's turned. Like they know that now. How are they going to do it this time?
Yeah, we're going to see some folks die. They've got Farah. She could die. Some of the cast are going to die. I'm excited. I mean, I think obviously I am. I'm not the multiplayer person. Puts me in the minority. Most people play for the multiplayer, and I can see that they're pretty upset because they're like, "Oh yeah, you're charging us for stuff we already have." It's probably true. But I'm here for the story, and I'm excited to get a brand new story. And I don't give a shit if it's 5-hour story because Call of Duty's 5 hours are better than most games 5 hours. So I'm happy to pay for it.
I'm here to see the conclusion to Team 141 again, and hopefully it ends differently for Ghost. But that's probably huffing some copium.
Yeah.
Yes, it is.
I mean, they've been pretty good at like reimagining the story. It's not quite the same beats, so
I mean,
like I get it.
I mean,
it could be different.
We haven't really done the whole invasion of the USA yet.
I mean, they could kill Gaz.
Right?
Yeah,
they could. They could. Also, who hit the mic?
Me.
Oh, okay. I just want to make sure it wasn't me.
No, it was me.
No.
Anyways, so like, if what happened in Warzone, because they're like, if you didn't know, the guy who
He's about to spoil Modern Warfare.
I'm not. The guy who did motion capture for Graves was recently doing motion capture for Modern Warfare 3. So maybe he's somehow in there. I don't know. It'll be interesting to see. Also, Alex is somehow alive. How does that work?
I don't know.
Dude inhaled massive amounts of sarin gas. How is he alive?
Yeah, I'm not that into it. I don't follow it that closely. I'm just kind of along for the ride. I just want cool missions and cool story, and I want to go fight bad dudes and get our guy at the end. So we'll see.
I mean, the only reason I ask is because like 30 seconds of sarin gas inhalation is death.
I don't know. Maybe he had a filter on or something. I don't know. Who knows? They figured it out. They gave him the antidote. They fixed him.
They gave
some special new age medicine, Haley. Who cares? Quit fighting the scenario.
I know.
Don't fight the feeling.
The Makarov trailer was cool.
Yeah,
so I love good games with a good bad guy. So I'm excited.
It also had a lot of homages to the original trilogy as well, if you noticed. So,
what do you think, Delvin?
Looks cool. Can't wait to play it. I know people are like mixed about it, but Call of Duty. Call of Duty's gonna Call of Duty.
What are we doing in November? What are the big things in November?
In November, I don't think there's really anything right now.
Yeah, it's most everything's October.
Is
right?
there?
There's not a lot yet, but Gamescom is in a week and a half, so That'll be when you get your November dates. Usually is Gamescom.
November games. Why did 2021 come up? That didn't make any sense.
We'll still be playing everything from October, I'm assuming.
Yeah, that'll probably be it. Playing Mario and stuff until Call of Duty comes out.
Mario, Spider-Man,
Alan Wake, Assassin's Creed.
Alan Wake. Bunch of stuff come out.
I kept thinking Alan Wake was going to get delayed, but they've held on to it so far. Yeah. So maybe they think they're going to make it.
Just remind me, the THQ thing is tomorrow, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
WarioWare, Like a Dragon, Gaiden, the Man Who Erased His Name.
Comes out on my birthday. Yeah.
The day before. No, that's not coming out. Hogwarts Legacy hits Switch.
Oh, wow.
Persona 5 Tactica and Super Mario RPG. Okay. So it's really just Switch. It's like a lot of Switch stuff that month. But outside of Switch, right now, there's not a whole lot of
I imagine
a lot of stuff.
I imagine if anything's still coming out, like still to be revealed to come out in October, you'll hear it either tomorrow or on the 22nd at Gamescom opening night live. So
Valve and GameStop have begun selling recertified Steam Decks. You'll save it's about $100 off each unit. I think off the big unit it's like 125, 130, something like that. But that is cool. No, I think that'll help them sell well. I think lowering the price, that'll help a lot of people.
I'm assuming they'll probably be accepting trade-ins on them too then.
I think so, yeah. Yep.
Well, if they start doing it here, maybe that's how I do PC gaming for now, because man, this is frustrating. I really hope they replace my computer.
Yeah. I wonder if they're already doing it. I saw the GameStop, when that news came out, I saw somebody say the GameStop was doing it too, but I haven't actually seen anything at GameStop. So I don't know if maybe I could have been misled. I haven't either. But I mean, I would imagine that GameStop would take them, like they're probably going to do well off of those. Oh, yeah. Save big on Steam Deck, refurbished and available now. Yeah, that's a thing. So you can walk into a GameStop and get them.
I walked into Best Buy last week and saw a bunch of Allies there. They're everywhere around Best Buy, so those things are probably doing well.
I don't know. I think a lot of the news around it with the SD cards and stuff have taken the wind out of the sails. And a lot of people return them. So I don't know. Again, I don't think the Ally is for everybody, right? I don't think... I understand why you would compare the Ally and the Steam Deck. Like they seem to be serving similar functions, but I don't think they're serving similar audiences. I don't think they're the same at all.
Probably not.
The Steam Deck is a console, right? Like it's a portable, it's a console. It's a very console-like experience. The Ally is a PC.
I was more surprised to see an Ally like on front display at Best Buy where you don't see the Steam Deck.
I don't think the demand for the Ally will ever be on par with the Steam Deck. Like I think the Ally I think the Ally appeals to like very like devout, enthusiastic like PC gaming crowds. It's got to be it's a niche market. There's not I don't think like with the Steam Deck is for like heavy Steam users, and those users might be those same. There might be a lot of overlap, but the Steam Deck, I think the reason that Steam is doing the Steam Deck, the reason Valve is even championed this venture is to try and get people that aren't into PC gaming. That's what the Steam Deck is about.
Yeah,
people like
right, like, and the Ally is not that. Like the Ally is not for people that don't like PC gaming to get a PC game. It's quite the opposite. You have to really love PC gaming to want to get anything out of an Ally.
Just to give a comparison here, Delvin, the Steam Deck is for you. The Ally is for Dev, Donnie, me. If I could get my computer,
definitely me. Definitely me for sure.
Like Delvin, I know you don't want to be fucking with drivers. I know you don't want to be fucking with drivers. Not. I don't mind doing it when it works.
Dude, my Ally just got an update. It was probably the best firmware update we've got so far. The command center is like a little button. It's like an overlay. You can click and then quickly pop up. They finally mapped like battery to the command center so you can see how much battery you have, which it doesn't do by default. So that's nice. But they also allowed you to freely adjust your VRAM. So before the options were like 2, 4, and then all of 8. But you need some VRAM for your operating system. So now they let you do it like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I can go in and set my VRAM to like 7 gigs and just leave it alone. Because like if you're just playing games, that's fine. You're not doing much stuff on Windows, so your Windows doesn't need that much. So things like that, is nice. Starfield's download size will top out at a hefty 125 gigabytes on PC and Xbox.
Yep. So
not surprised.
I'm
but
gonna have to play it on Series X.
Size.
So.
Yeah, for sure. Fatal Fury City of Wolves was announced at EVO. We got a trailer that kind of showed off the art style. They announced this game was coming a year ago, but now we actually get to see it a little bit.
Have either of you ever been in the Fatal Fury games?
No.
Nope, not even a little bit.
Dude, I'm barely into Mortal Kombat. Like, the only fighting game I've ever put significant time into is Injustice and Mortal Kombat 11. But with Mortal Kombat 1, my main isn't even in the roster, apparently, so I don't feel inclined to buy it. Like,
who's your
I think
main?
it look cool.
My main is Cassie, and she just is gone from the roster because this is a timeline reset, so she doesn't fucking exist.
Yet.
Yeah.
Yet. I gotta wait 8 more games for her to exist, apparently. Sonya Blade is not even a playable character in this game. She's just a cameo fighter. She's not an actual playable character. Like,
I thought Fatal Fury looked cool. I like the comic art style and stuff they're going for. But as I've said before, I'm just not that into fighting games.
Yeah.
I used to love Fatal Fury in arcades, so I'm kind of interested in how this one is. That was a jam.
I follow the news because we do the podcast, and I see people playing, and like I'm excited when new characters are released. But I just don't play a lot of fighting games.
Oh,
Even if I bought one, like if I bought Street Fighter, I'd probably play it for about a week, and then I'd probably never play it again.
Yeah,
like I really need the story content. Where like Infamous does appeal to me because I can play it and play like a single player story, like a campaign with it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I don't know. Like I follow people on Twitter in the fighting game community, but I myself have never really been into them that much. But yeah, no, like the only reason I really enjoyed Mortal Kombat 11 is because I was able to get down all of Cassie's combos and stuff like that, and she's gone now, so I don't feel inclined to buy Mortal Kombat 1, especially not when it's wedged in between Starfield, Baldur's Gate, and Phantom Liberty.
Speaking of Baldur's Gate, Baldur's Gate 3 has hit a peak of 814,000 Steam players on Sunday, the 9th highest ever recorded on the platform. It's also number 1 in PSN rank and pre-orders over the weekend.
I know. I'm very excited for it.
I'm really excited for it.
It's also very, like, Larian devs themselves are surprised. They thought the game would top out at like 100,000. I
am myself surprised. I thought the majority of people that were going to get this would have already gotten it in. Right? It was early release, right? On PC. I figured like that'd be the main crowd. So I was surprised to see so many console players wanting to get into it.
I can't play it till September, so.
Well, Xbox Era Podcast says that a digital Series X is planned, and that more Xbox hardware is planned for 2025.
Oh, yeah. So rip physical at some point, I guess. If we're just moving straight forward to all digital consoles here.
I mean, I think in Xbox's case, they should pull that plug sooner than the rest of everybody else.
Well,
I'll see the same thing.
Yeah, like all their stuff is Game Pass, and like they're eventually just going to make their way over there anyway. Like the physical sales of Xbox software just plummets.
I know
it's so cheap
with Xbox,
so it's like just move it on.
With Xbox, it sort of makes sense, but I've seen people lamenting, like I guess this is the death of physical, and I'm like, that's been happening for years. That's
been happening, yeah. Like that's nothing new, and I don't think it'll ever go away. The panic for this stuff has got to stop. People have got to stop acting like it's the end of the world. What will end up happening, you may not like it, but I mean, this is just the case for everything, is that there will always be an avenue for physical media, and you'll probably have to pay extra for it. Yep. There'll be a collector's market where they print their own cartridges or their own thing, and I'd imagine going forward with consoles, they'll have like extra editions if you want physical and things like that, yeah. It'll just become collector's editions. That's where you'll get your stuff. Your physical stuff. I don't think it's ever going to like completely. I don't think we're ever going to exist in a world where 3 digital only consoles. That would be an avenue for some sort of physical stuff, even if that means you buy a disc and it comes with an unlock code or whatever. Like, it'll be a thing. You could still buy physical PC games today. You just have to like go out of your way to do it. It's inconvenient and it usually costs more, and it's usually not on day one, because they want to make their money. So,
yep.
4A games will be at Gamescom, which means we're likely to see a new Metro game, unless they're going to bring something new. But it's probably Metro.
I assume it's Metro. It will definitely be a new protagonist, though, based on how Exodus ends.
Yeah.
Don't spoil it.
How can I spoil a game that I haven't played?
That's hilarious.
I don't know, knowing you probably like just start blurting out the ending.
How can I spoil
Let me tell you what happened at the end of this motherfucker. That's really good.
Dumbledore. There you go.
Did we get a Rude Days question?
Yes.
Did he post? Because I don't think Dev didn't add it to the notes.
He did post in the Discord, yes.
All right, let me go get it. I got it. Over under Armored Core 6 at 84.5. Says that may seem low with Elden Ring scoring a 96, but the last Armored Core on PS3 received a whopping 65.
I'm going over.
I'm gonna go over.
You're gonna take the over?
Yeah.
I'll take the under. Sure, why not? I mean, at some point, I gotta do something different, or I'll just lose. So I can either lose by more, or die trying. So I'm gonna die trying. Over under 89.5 for Starfield. Fallout 4 received an 86. Skyrim though received a 94.
I'm going under.
This is hard. 86 is a number, right?
89.5.
Oh, 89? You know what? I'm going to regret this. I'm going to go under.
Do you believe in love? You're going under?
I'm going under as well. Like
I think under is the smart money.
Yeah.
Yes. I feel like it's going to hit 90.
I'll
take the over. Again, I got to do something differently because I'm in last place. The score is 15-14. So I got a chance. I'll either bury myself behind Delvin forever or I catch up. So I'll take the Hail Mary shot and try to catch up.
Yeah. I mean, like, so here's the thing, right? Like, I think Starfield's going to do well critically. I don't know that it's going to do over 90 critically.
Yeah, I don't know. I wouldn't bet on it. Like if I wasn't trying to, if I wasn't in a competition, I'd take the under. I think it's probably the under and I would say, I just don't think Bethesda makes those sorts of games. Like they don't make, they typically don't make Game of the Year 95, like type sorts of things. Their games are typically janky and kind of broken, and like you can dock them for that, and they usually get a lot of, it's doing really cool stuff, but you've got to live with these, faults, and that usually holds back the review scores.
Yeah.
The thing about Starfield, though, is if you remember the impressions, it was just blowing everybody's minds, like the sheer possibility, and like there does exist a chance that like that spectacle just overwhelms people, right? Like maybe the game runs like shit, but they're like, who cares? I built 80,000 sandwiches in space on this moon, and that gets people up to like a 90 or whatever. I don't know.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. We won't get reviews until like September anyways, so. Bethesda doesn't give out review copies early, so.
And then from Delvin, which one reviews higher, Atlas Fallen or Immortals of Avium?
Atlas Fall. Actually.
Is this from you or Delvin Jr.?
That's from me. Me.
I'll take Immortals of Avium.
Immortals.
I think Immortals looks great. I really do. I've always said that. Every time I've seen it, I'm like, that looks like a really fun game. If it wasn't a new IP and it wasn't called Immortals of Avium, I think people would be excited. I just don't think EA is doing that game a whole lot of justice.
Also, this is a bad question to ask, Delvin, because Atlas Fallen already has reviews, and
are they good?
It's at 68 right now.
Oh, okay. Well, that makes it a little easier to pick then. I think Immortals. I didn't even know Atlas was out.
Atlas is out.
It comes out
tomorrow.
next week.
Oh, I thought
They
it came out
both
like
come out
next
like-
year.
They both come out like around.
Delvin. Atlas is out this week. It's out Friday.
There you go. So, and Mortals come out like at the end of this month, I think.
It's the 20th.
I want to play Atlas Fallen. It's on my wish list, but I was never like going to play it like right away or anything. Some of the stuff that I've seen in the game looks awesome.
Yeah, Atlas looks cool, and also it's got more of a Darksiders vibe than Dark Souls. So
It's pretty good.
yeah.
But I think Immortals of Avium actually looks good. Every time I've seen it, I think it looks good. I just think it's like a niche thing. Right? It's like this weird magic shooter, but like visually it looks impressive. It looks good.
It does.
It's all so. Also, the other thing Immortals has going, I'd say against it at this point, is it has that comedic, funny guy, main character, which I've seen people pushing back against lately. I don't know why. Like, it's fine. I would be more upset if it was a Rick and Morty style character. Like, I dropped off High on Life like after an hour because it just wasn't funny. But like, I think this could do well.
Okay. That's it, man.
I'll pick
That's-
Atlas now since y'all swayed me and Haley told me the damn score.
I'm planning playing Avium with my EA play trial for sure.
Are we?
But I'm gonna boot
one?
that game up and give it a try.
Like, are we gonna get a trial though? Because they don't normally do that if the game can be beaten in a certain amount of time. Like, for example, Jedi Survivor still doesn't have an EA
Dude,
trial.
it's a brand new IP. They've got to do a trial. Like, nobody's gonna play this game anyway. Nobody's gonna play this game anyway.
I would love to try it with a trial, but knowing EA,
They've got to do it. They got to do one.
Because they did the same thing for Jedi Fallen Order. You didn't get a trial.
Yeah, but that's Star Wars. Like, if they don't give you the trial, you're gonna buy it because it's Star Wars. If they don't give you the trial, I don't think a lot of people are gonna buy it. Nobody knows what this is.
That's fair.
Like, you might be right, but I'd be shocked. Like, I think it'd be a huge mistake for them. Like, I think the best thing you can do is you put it on the trial and it's good, and then people buy it. That's the best thing that can happen to this game.
We'll see what happens.
Yeah.
And for me, I'd put it in Game Pass. Like, you want to get some people in on this game. Otherwise people are going to buy it. Dude, there's a lot of things out right now. People playing Baldur's Gate and Diablo and Zelda and all kinds of shit. And you're like, we've got Immortals of Avium. People are like, what's that? It's this magic shooter thing we're doing. You need to get that in people's hands. Otherwise, they're not going to go buy it.
I know.
Like, millions of people aren't going to the store to buy Immortals of Avium right now. It's just not going to happen.
Yeah, we're banking on Andrew
You're lucky to
Wilson
get
making
thousands.
smart decisions here, which it's Andrew Wilson, so
We've done pretty well lately. I'm going to go see game trials. Right now we've got F123 Wild Hearts. Remember that game? See, if they don't do something with Immortals of Avium, it's going to be Wild Hearts.
They don't want that.
I completely forgot that happened. That is a thing that happened this year.
yeah, it sure did.
Yeah. So we'll see. I'm rooting for it. I hope it's good.
Yeah, it's the 20th or 22nd. I can't remember for Avium, but we'll find out if we get that trial.
It's not it's not listed on their website. And that's the news.
All right, we got some questions then. Let's get to these questions. Starting off with Greg. This is a good one for Haley because Donnie doesn't give a fuck. I don't think Haley probably gives a fuck either. But what are some must-play games on PS Plus?
Deathloop. If you're into arcane style games, I believe most of the Dishonored games are there as well. If you're into that, I haven't yet played it, but I know others enjoyed it. Ghostwire's there as well. PS Plus has, I don't know, something for everybody, really. Like, there's remasters depending on your tier. I don't know, Sackboy is a good game if you've got kids or you just like the Little Big Planet universe. I don't know, there's lots of stuff you can play. It all depends on what you're into, really. Because, like, I could recommend you something and you go play it, and if you're not into it, it's not going to do well for you.
You got anything, Donnie? I'm trying to think what else is on PS Plus right now.
Dude, I wouldn't even know what's on there. Sackboy is great. It's like, if you can play Sackboy, please play Sackboy. Excellent game. Can you play Ratchet and Clank?
I don't think Rift Apart is on the service yet.
Can you play Spider-Man?
I think so.
Horizon? God of War?
2018, yes. Ragnarok, no.
Like, I don't think it's that crazy to try and figure out, the great games that you can play on PlayStation. What about, can you play Far Cry 5 with PlayStation Plus?
Yes.
Then that's the game. Play Far Cry 5. Excellent
Johnny
game.
appreciate. Death's Door.
Oh, excellent game.
Yeah,
Gotta play
You
it.
can get it right now.
Okay, but yeah, that's essential. I think they were asking about like the game catalog.
Oh my God, I hate this so much.
Well, this says I just looked it up right now. It says PlayStation Plus monthly games is 2K Golf 23, is
That's
Dreams, and it's
a good
Death's
one.
Door.
Oh, you know what else is on
Death's
PS
Door is
Plus?
awesome.
Donnie will love this. Assassin's Creed Valhalla is on PS.
Oh, excellent. The Valhalla is free to play like everywhere this weekend. If nobody's ever tried it, now is your time. You can play it free on Ubisoft, on Steam, on Xbox, on Play. Like, it's free to play everywhere.
And so is Assassin's Creed 2, Assassin's Creed Revelations, Brotherhood, and one other that I can't
Right,
remember.
but we're just talking about Valhalla because that's the one we should focus on, because Valhalla is fucking awesome. I love that game so much, and you should play it. Everybody should give it a chance. It's epic. It's absolutely epic. It's forever long. It's forever awesome. I wish every game, like, it's so crazy how big that game is in comparison to so many other games. Love Valhalla.
There you go. All right. Our next question is from Free to Play Joe. He asks, when do you think Call of Duty Modern Warfare 3 hits Game Pass?
Not this fall. So if you want it, you better buy it. I'll be buying it.
I'm going June.
I'll say next fall.
I'm saying June, and I don't think it'll just be Modern Warfare 3. I think it'll be most of Activision's library.
June feels later than I would say, but I mean, like, they haven't even closed the deal yet and all that. So like, June might be right. I mean, it's probably in that window, somewhere between March and June. So that's probably a good bet. They could save it to announce it, like at E3. They could like show off the next Call of Duty game and then announce all the other Call of Duty games coming to Game Pass. Like, if it's gonna be like April or May, like, you might as well just save it for June.
Yeah.
So June's probably not a bad guess.
All right. Our next question, I'll go to this one from Delvin Jr. He asked, what's a franchise that absorbs you in with every entry in its story, lore, and environments? His answer is Shin Megami Tensei, because no matter the quality of the games, he knows it's going to be an experience like nothing he's ever seen before.
Did your kids play in Shin Megami Tensei?
Yeah, Delvin Jr. Delvin Jr. is absolutely playing Shin Megami.
He's a better gamer than me. He should replace me on this podcast.
He loves those games.
That shit's hard as hell.
That's the thing. He loves those games. Yeah.
Okay, just Donnie, just for reference, that Delvin Jr. and I'm not denoting him, but Delvin Jr. will literally replay Persona 5 like 5 times over in the span it takes me to platinum one game.
It's insane.
Yes, he has multiple copies of Persona 5, and it drives me insane.
It drives me insane too, because he complains about platinum.
Is that even possible?
He literally comes to me
like,
complaining
what
about
time?
how hard Persona Platinums are, and I'm like, you don't have to do that, right? And he goes, but I have to. I'm like, but you don't. I didn't even ask you to get into trophy hunting. You did it on your own. And you also don't have to platinum a game you're not enjoying anymore. And he goes, but I have to. I'm in a competition with a friend. I'm like, what are you doing?
Jack did that. Jack got into an achievement race with some kids at school, and he was playing a bunch of stuff.
Yeah.
But Jack didn't pick the hardest game he could possibly.
Yeah, no, like you're
Jack probably was not picking.
Delvin Jr. is built different, apparently. He definitely he should have a podcast, not me.
He does have a podcast.
I like Wii Sports.
Like we've said, we had to tell him not to denigrate his audience, though, because that's what Delvin Jr. does on his podcast, is denigrate.
I mean, if I was out here beating every Shin Megami Tensei, I'd be dropping shit on people too.
Look.
He's amazing. Lucky that he's not putting Delvin down. I'd be like, shut up, Dad. All right, you come tell me what to do when you can beat Persona 5. Do you have the platinum? You don't? Then shut the fuck up.
Eventually, Devin is going to take my place on PSXP.
Oh God.
Yeah, it should be. You know, it's expert
It's
gaming
gonna
tier
be-
right there. I didn't know he's out
It's
here
gonna
rolling
be-
like that.
Oh yeah,
He
no,
is.
he's playing loads of stuff. He literally came to me and was like, "Hey, so I see you play Dead Cells. What's that about?" I'm like, "I don't think you're gonna play this right now based on everything else you're playing, but here."
That's a lie.
And that I'm aware. He did it just to spite me. I'm aware. He literally
Eventually, I'll let
he
Devin.
literally messaged me. This is out of spite, and literally showed me a photo of him playing Dead Cells.
Eventually, PSXP will be their show, and they can put me out the pasture like old Yeller, and I can die in peace.
And you can
I'm
take
not
my
putting
place
you
on
out the
Shaq,
pasture.
and then they can put me out the pasture.
I'm not putting you
Yeah,
out
there
the
you go.
pasture.
They're so excited for you to have on Shaq. Like, I don't think I even need to come back. I don't think anybody would notice.
Why are they so excited?
They're just, dude, you're the new,
You've literally been campaigning to let down.
yeah, you're the new ish. You're the new hotness. They can't have me out there talking how bad Oxenfree is, even though I was right. I done told y'all the first time.
Yeah.
And we're like, we need Delvin's positivity. Fast forward a week, Delvin's like, it wasn't that good. It's like, yeah, I know. I told y'all it wasn't that good.
I haven't played it yet.
You wouldn't listen. I tried to tell y'all. I like a lot of franchises, but I would never claim to be like an expert in any of them, just because I've learned in my years of existing in video game like land that I pale in comparison to almost anybody.
Yeah.
There are so many diehards of games that like know every ancillary character and every passing cutscene. Like I'm not like that. I don't think I'm, that in deep with anything, but I love Assassin's Creed. I play them all and I try to follow the lore and all that. I do the same for Metal Gear. I do the same thing for No More Heroes. I absolutely love No More Heroes and like its bigger universe and how all the Suda games tie together and stuff like that. Those would probably be the ones I'd pick. Call of Duty.
I'd say Assassin's Creed, Fallout, and I guess COD, because I do play a lot of them.
Yeah. Call of Duty kind of has a cool narrative in between its like little sub franchises.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess it would be the Telltale series in general, like all the Telltale games, probably for me. Mass Effect, of course. Mass Effect's a big one
So
for me.
the reason I don't say Mass Effect is because like I never finished Andromeda. So.
Oh, for sure. Gears. Anything about that? Definitely Gears.
Gears is one.
Yeah.
Gears is one for me too. Gears,
Definitely
yeah,
Gears.
that's a big one.
My tomatoes.
Yeah.
I even beat Gears Judgment. I like that one. A lot of people hate that one.
Oh, the one
Yeah.
with Baird. Yeah.
I think those are the ones. I'm trying to think of another one. It's
Fable?
that I'm in.
I love Fable, but I mean, Fable, yeah, you're not wrong. I think I could speak to Fable games with any Fable fan. But Fable games don't have, and it
Lore.
does, but it doesn't really have big connecting across game lore and stuff, right? They're all kind of like, there's some like carryover, but it's really like Easter eggs for fans that would really, it's really loose. It's like every game you're a new hero and a new Albion with a new
Dishonored.
thing, so like it's not a thing like that.
Dishonored. I could probably do as well. Maybe throw a Deathloop in there since this isn't a spoiler. It's in the same universe as Dishonored. So
I'm not that. I wouldn't say I'm not that into it. I'm not that knowledgeable of Elder Scrolls. Like I would say Elder Scrolls because I love Oblivion and Skyrim, but then you meet somebody that really loves Skyrim and you're like, I don't know shit about Skyrim apparently.
So I don't know how to pronounce their username, but Diablo? No. God no. I couldn't.
That's I can't see. Yeah.
I
can't
love Diablo, and I literally cannot tell you like a buttload of their lore. Like there's so much that no, don't ask me about Diablo because I'm gonna get shit wrong.
You know what? Metal Gear.
Yeah, I'm that way with Metal Gear. I definitely try to follow the lore from game to game, and I think I have a passing awareness of the timeline and like what's at foot, and I can talk about the different factions, and I can talk about Big Boss, and like I know those sorts of things. So I think Metal Gear definitely counts.
We could technically do the Arkham series as well.
Resident Evil, maybe like a passing awareness of
Yeah,
Resident Evil.
I'll do that.
Resident Evil is good as well, but depending on like what you want to consider as canon, there's so much that like people.
I even watched the
argue about.
movies.
Yeah, so do
Yeah,
I.
how was Death Island, by the way?
I enjoyed it.
I haven't watched that one
I
yet.
enjoyed it a lot. It's pretty good.
I haven't watched it yet. It's not available here yet. So
I'd say The
Watched
Last
it,
of Us.
last week.
I know everything about like
yeah, Last
The
of Us
thing.
as well.
don't like
Yeah,
it all,
that's-
but I
that's
know
what-
everything about it. Watch the damn TV show.
The TV show could almost be considered its own thing, though, based
Yeah.
on like the timeline change and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Our next question, a fun question from Matthew Dawson. He asks, what video game soundtrack would also make for perfect workout playlist? For the perfect workout playlist.
Witcher 3.
It's an interesting choice.
The combat music in Witcher 3 is definitely going to psych you up for like a workout.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't think I have any. I was gonna pick like Grand Theft Auto or something, some cheat answer.
I mean,
Well-
yeah, technically Grand Theft Auto was a cheat because you're just picking songs off the radio.
Of course, yeah. Like I don't know. I'm not
gonna
not
pick-
getting in laps or push-ups to Zelda or Mario or something like that. You know, it's like I don't know.
Syndicate has a good score as well.
I'm going to cheat, but it's not really a cheat. Mike Tyson's Punch Out. I love that shit. That whole everything about that soundtrack is fucking awesome.
How did I know he was gonna cheat and still?
I love
You
Right,
gave me a
so
blast from the
much.
past. Since you went that direction, I'll follow you, and I'll see your Punch Out, and I'll raise you Sonic, in particular Sonic
is
2.
great.
Sonic
Sonic
has
is
some
great.
fucking awesome soundtracks, some
It is
incredible
awesome.
music, and I definitely could get into some sweat equity with some Sonic going on in the background.
Sonic 2, Sonic 3. Yeah, those are
Dude,
great.
Sonic, yeah, Sonic's got some themes that just slap, man. They go hard. Like, it has no business being that like that.
Yeah.
What the fuck's going on over here, guys?
I agree. They put more effort in their soundtrack than they do the goddamn game
They
sometimes.
do, yeah. The soundtracks are definitely better than the gameplay, for sure.
Yeah, like, God damn, this soundtrack kind of slapped. What happened with the game?
Yep. That was energetic for sure, man. Definitely cocaine was involved. Like at some point it just
Yeah.
had to be. You know?
Yeah. You know the story about the Sonic 3 soundtrack, right?
No. I don't know the
Jackson
story about any Sonic. Like I'm not I'm not that into Sonic that I am aware of like the stories behind the games and all that. Definitely not.
Apparently,
What just happened?
we died and came back.
Oh,
See, we could have just kept going and
Apparently.
nobody would know anything, but you had to stop the whole damn show to point it out.
Yeah.
Thanks,
But,
Haley.
Apparently, I think it's Sonic 3 if I remember correctly.
Damn it, Haley.
Michael Jackson worked on the music for Sonic 3 and didn't want to get credited for it. And
All right, now is this like a
It's still
myth?
there.
I feel like I've heard this about like
This-
7 games.
this is like that myth of the Simpsons episode
this
where
was
he didn't voice himself.
This is actually a thing. Like,
This is
Michael
real?
Jackson's one real. Michael
'Cause
Jackson.
I feel like I've heard this story for like Earthbound and like a bunch of stuff from this time. Like I've always been here, oh, well, you know, Michael Jackson did it, but he just did it low key. I'm like, is this like playground shit or is this real?
No, this is the actual thing. Like Michael Jackson worked on the music for it and just like fuck it, here he is. Because he was apparently a
Maybe
big
he played
3
Sonic
fan.
2 and was like, listen, guys, I gotta get on the next one. You know?
Apparently, Michael Jackson was obviously he was a weird dude, but he would just like do things
Yeah,
like that. Like,
that's
hey, I like
understatement.
Sonic.
That's an understatement. That's
You know
an
what?
I like
understatement.
Sonic.
Let me tell you something. He fucking would. Like, of course he would, right? You know, like
Yeah,
it
he
doesn't
would.
check out the other way. You're like Michael Jackson, huge Super Nintendo Mario fan. Like that doesn't fit.
Yeah.
But then Michael Jackson, Genesis Sonic fan, of course it does.
Yeah, well-
totally checks out.
Yeah. Michael Jackson Moonwalker was a Genesis exclusive.
I forgot
There you go.
about that game.
I love that game.
I just played it recently on like some emulator or some ROM that I had, whatever, like maybe last year. First time I'd ever played it. Never even knew it existed.
I beat it on the ROM.
It's a wild game.
I beat it it is.
Fucking moonwalking on pianos and shit, like smacking people. I was like, what
Saving
the
kids. It's great. Michael! Then you just turn to a robot and start shooting shit like this thing.
Yeah. Weird, man. Weird.
It is. And it's based off a movie, which is even more.
Mm.
All right. Our next question. I'm going to say question. KTP asks, who is the best? Oh, that's Counterpuck. Fuck him. Who is the best cowboy video game character?
Don't do it, Haley.
Arthur Morgan.
It's not. It's blatantly not.
I knew she was going to do that, so I just immediately went to that question.
Okay, well, also, if we don't take it out, if we take it outside of video games, I would say Doc
We're
Henry,
not.
but
It's a video game question.
That wasn't the question. That wasn't the question.
What the?
At all.
Well, Kyle, if I completely change your question around completely,
for me, it's Arthur Morgan, best guy.
Arthur Morgan is so much worse than Marston, and it's not close. And even Marston isn't the best. The best is Rusty.
Rusty.
SteamWorld.
Oh, yeah. Okay. That's a good one.
Totally counts, man.
Trying to think of a cowboy from a video game that I like a lot.
Kyle is voting for Cassidy from Overwatch.
Which one's Cassidy?
You're
McCree.
asking the wrong person.
It's McCree.
It's the cowboy.
Oh, okay. That's the guy who they changed the name on. Yeah.
Yes, because
that's why they like,
the
who the fuck is
original
Cassidy?
namesake did heinous shit. Yes.
Yeah.
What?
Okay.
Oh yeah. Did you not know why Cassidy is called Cassidy now?
I didn't know that it was called something else or anything. I don't know anything about
yeah.
Overwatch.
Okay, so Cassidy was originally called Jesse McCree.
Am I
which
going to
was
regret this?
No,
Yes, you are.
no. I'm not going
I
into
can
detail.
tell.
You're not. I'm not going into detail. But essentially, Jesse McCree was named after an actual Blizzard employee. This is a Blizzard employee who was fired for one of the various lawsuits Blizzard has gone through. So the name was changed to Cassidy. I forget what his last name is now, but it's Cole Cassidy or something like that. Is what his name is now in Overwatch. So.
Dude, Overwatch seems just plagued with this. Like, it's just so dramatic.
Yep.
Like, why is it so dramatic? This is just video games, guys.
Yep.
Yes.
Jesus.
I'm looking up video game cowboys. Emmett Smith.
What?
Who the
How does
fuck?
that work? Oh,
Who the
the Dallas Cowboys. I get it.
Technically, yeah, it works.
Took me a minute. I think I was in my Michael Jackson mode. I was like, was he in a cameo in some Genesis game? I don't know. Like Emmett Smith's Cowboys versus Indians or some shit. Like, I'm like, what do I not know?
then it clicked. Like, oh yeah, he was a cowboy.
Yeah, he was a cowboy. I get it. Oh shit. Yeah, right. Cowboys. That's good.
Yeah.
It's a good answer. Did you listen to Shaq not last week, the one before?
The one, which one? The one with Kevin on it?
No, the one before that.
I didn't listen to that one. Yeah,
Somebody asked us what our favorite Shaq was, like Shake Shack, whatever, and I was like, Shaq.
I remember that question. Yeah,
Like Shaquille O'Neal, like Shaq. It's my
that was a
favorite
great answer. I'm
Shaq.
going to tell you that. That was a great one. That was a great answer.
Speaking of Shaq, did you see that he came out in support of the flat Earth theory?
Oh,
Did he really?
oh, God.
he literally came out.
Well, that's
like,
going to lower him on the all-time list.
man.
Yeah, you too big to be that stupid
He's going
Shaq.
to drop a couple spots.
Yeah, that is.
He literally came out and was like,
troubling.
man, I've been on those airplanes and you can see flat across. And I'm like, oh,
He did not
no.
say that.
Something like that,
Oh,
yeah.
goodness gracious.
Oh God, I hope not.
Suddenly the Tim Duncan argument's getting a little stronger.
Yes. Oh my God. All right.
That's when the Cowboys were great. Cowboys have sucked ever since then.
They have. They
Isn't
really
that
have.
wild? They're like
They
the
have been
team that have
bad.
everything. They have the biggest stadium. They have like the biggest owner, like the best of everything, right? Everything's best in Texas and all that. Cowboys, the icons, the movies, and all that. And they have just not done anything since like 1994.
And they have a
Okay.
good quarterback. And it's just
So
for
I
some
have
reason.
Shaq's-
They've had a few of them.
I have Shaq's quote if you're interested.
I
Nope,
am.
we're not.
I need to hear this.
Okay, so Shaq doubled down. Apparently, he made these views known in 2017. This is a doubling down. He
Oh,
was
so
asked
he's
about it.
long believed this.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh.
So the
He hung out
article
with
goes,
Kyrie one night or something.
Shaq
Probably.
then doubled down on his claim, sharing that he flew straight from the United States to Australia right before appearing on the radio show. And, quote, I flew 20 hours today. Not once did I go this way, he explained, before adding that his, quote, plane didn't tip over or go upside down during the trip.
That Louisiana education system paying off.
Yeah. God damn.
What a
This man won
wild
my city
situation.
at NBA championship.
He did. It's good he's good at basketball.
Thank
Right?
God.
It's
Yeah.
good that you play basketball good.
Yeah.
Whew, that is something.
That is an answer. That is an answer. All right.
Wow.
Our next question, because I don't want to touch that with a 10-foot pole. Q43N. How do you
Quentin.
say that, Donnie? Quentin?
Quentin.
That's an interesting win. I like that. Okay. Do you know how to share games on Switch? I think I heard Donnie talk about it before, but I can't figure it out. All right. I think I can figure this one out. You take the cartridge,
Oh God.
give it to the person.
I mean, technically correct, but not what he was asking.
Quentin, I got you. It works very similar to the way the Xbox works. You and your friend or kid or whoever you're trying to share with your other system, you have to put both of your accounts on each other's systems. So you put your profile on that system, they put their profile on your system, and then you make their system the home system for your profile, and you make your system the home system for their profile. And you can do that. You have to go into the that's the difference. You have to go into the eShop to do it. You got to go into the eShop to make your console the primary console. It's not in the settings. And then once you do that, you can boot up anything that they own and you can play. But there is a caveat. If you're playing something that they own, it requires an internet check. So you won't be able to do it if you don't have internet access. It has to check that you own the game every time. But you can play your stuff whenever you want. Jack and I get around this. There's like a cheat. If you boot up the game, so let me, this can get confusing when you talk about multiple systems. I'll explain it in our terms. So Jack will boot up like Tears of the Kingdom on his system. Mm-hmm. It'll do the internet check. And then once he's into the game, he will then put his console into airplane mode. And then I can then on my console, then boot up Tears of the Kingdom and we can both play the same game at the same time. It's just one of those consoles. You have to just do the check. It starts as soon as the game starts. So once the game starts, like once you get to the load screen, put yourself in airplane mode and then the other person can keep playing. So like if you wanted to buy one game that you're both playing at the same time, you can do that as long as it's not like a multiplayer game, which Switch doesn't have a lot of multiplayer games. So that's usually not a big thing. But like if you wanted to buy one copy of Mario and you both play it this year, like this fall, you can both play it. You both play at the same exact time. Just whoever the non-primary console is, you got to get into the game and then go offline, and then you're good to go.
There you go. That's good advice. I didn't realize
The cartridge option is easier.
Yeah. So here, take this, go away. That's the one I usually do. Yeah. All right. Our next question is from the legendary John 32. And he asks, climbing in video games, who does it best?
I have to ask what you mean by this question. Are we talking like which character climbs best or which studio does climbing best?
I have no clue. That is
Good.
that's a good
Good.
question to ask.
Do both?
Because if we're doing which character does climbing best, I'm going to go with Lara Croft because she survives massive amounts of falls, apparently, and still is able to climb, despite the fact that she should have like a broken spine.
It's not a bad answer, but she does fall a lot.
I know.
Yeah.
All
So
the
is she
time.
lucky or just good at climbing?
I mean,
You argue
the
she's
other-
bad at climbing.
Sure, but I'd also argue Nathan Drake also falls a lot. So
Also, not good at climbing.
Yeah.
they both
Batman, exceptionally good at climbing.
Yes.
Does he even really climb though? He just grapples everywhere.
It
Still.
works. Still works.
Ezio, exceptional climber.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Any of the assassins really.
Yeah, the assassins are exceptional
Yeah.
climbers.
Yeah.
Link,
Okay.
not that great.
So John 32 says meant more like a mechanic in games. I'm going
Studios.
I'm going Ubisoft.
You know what?
Probably.
I'm going to give a different answer. I think the Horizon Call of the Mountain game has some of the best climbing I've experienced in a video game.
This is obligatory. Insert PlayStation VR into the conversation.
Yeah, this is the
It wasn't.
obligatory.
It wasn't, but
Sure.
but
Since we're here on the topic, let me tell you motherfuckers about how great the system that I don't play is.
but as soon as I read the question, like, yeah, Call of the Mountains climbing felt natural. It felt great. That's like one of the coolest experiences I felt climbing. That's the only thing about that game is great. But yeah, I was like, all right, this is cool.
Awesome.
Can't say anything. You're the only one that's played it.
Yeah.
Yes.
When's the last time
Literally,
you
I'm
played
the
your
only one who played
PSVR 2, Delvin?
Oh yeah. When's yeah.
2 months ago? Exactly.
This man was willing to lay down
not
his
dead.
life this morning for this motherfucker. He's like, I played it 2 months ago. He's like, I don't know, April?
Yeah. Look, there's this game.
This morning he's like, the game's coming out all the time. When's the last you played one? I don't know. When I did my taxes?
Yeah, pretty much. That's exactly what it was. I guess I got this VR thing. Look,
Dude, that VR thing is I realize that there are people that like it, and I'm not trying to take their like it is quite shocking to me that they released a whole system like this like recently. You feel like the game like they came out 2 years ago. That shit came out in February, right?
well, yeah, February. Yeah, you're correct.
And just we haven't heard about it like at all since.
Because no one cares. They only care when they talk shit about it. Games are coming out. No one just cares about the games.
Not from
coming out.
PlayStation
They are-
though.
Yeah, they're not PlayStation exclusive game. Well, I guess some of them.
Well, they're not like they're not from Sony. Like Sony is
from
not
Sony.
making games for it.
Yes,
That's
correct.
crazy
Sony's not
to
making
me.
games for it. And
Yeah.
it is not that crazy. To me.
I'm wondering, like, I
Because
said
when
that I disagree with you. Is I don't believe that they're not. I believe that they were, and I just think they've been delayed or something. Like, there's no way that they
Well,
are indeed this whole thing, and it costs all this much, and they're just never going to support it. I don't believe that at all.
if I'm correct, the game they were expecting to come out was Resident Evil VR. That's the one that's supposed to come out this. That's the big one besides Call of the Mountain, of course.
Okay,
So they were banking on Resident Evil 4 remake VR. coming
you
out
have to
this year.
think they've got like an Astro Bot or a Blood and Truth, or like there's got to be something that they're working on.
They're working on stuff, but it's not coming out no time soon.
That's crazy.
And I don't think it's gonna be. I don't think it'll be anything as big as what they expect.
Because it costs so
That's gonna
much.
be really good.
But I'm also
It's
wondering,
not.
like, maybe they were. I'm trying to explain this. I'm trying to find an excuse to why this might be happening. Do they feel like they had to rush to market? Are
Probably.
they trying to beat something? Are they trying to beat Quest 3 or something? They're like, we got to get out there.
I mean, that's
Maybe.
probably the only
Like, that's.
logical
I'm
explanation.
grasping here for why this situation might be where it is. But and maybe they're waiting for a
Yeah.
price drop. Maybe they're waiting for when they can drop the price before they start, maybe they think they've got time.
Maybe. Like I said,
Yeah.
there's stuff out. There's stuff out that you can play right now. Gran Turismo 7's VR mode is incredible. You got Horizon, of course. You got a lot of stuff that's there. It's just that people want exclusive stuff.
Yeah, but those were there like in February.
Yeah, that's the problem.
It's almost like
You're not gonna get anything.
we're going on September, man. Like what's out now?
Synapse. That's the big one that's out right now.
I thought you were gonna get that.
Yes. I didn't get it. I just haven't played it yet.
Oh, okay.
Because I'm
Keep in
clearing
mind,
stuff out.
he hasn't
That
played
trailer was cool.
He hasn't played anything mostly but Zelda because
That is correct.
Yeah, Zelda does that to you. It'll do that to you.
Yeah. That's why I'm trying to get back into playing other things and beating
It's a beefy
that one
game.
so I can finish Zelda. It is. It really is.
Mm-hmm. It'll do it.
That one has taken over my life like I haven't experienced in a while. Maybe since Persona 5. Persona 5 did similar.
It'd be
That's how
crazy
weird it
if
all
they
is.
talk about, like, if they have another presentation and they talk about the queue and they talk about, let's say, a PlayStation Slim, and they do all these things and they still don't talk about PSVR.
yeah.
You'd be like,
Ellie,
whoa,
you might
what
be-
is going
you might
on,
be-
man?
You might remember. Did they talk about PSVR and the PlayStation Direct that passed?
That's where Synapse was announced, but
And I thought that was
the
cool.
only thing?
that was about it. Yeah,
Yeah, okay. That one.
they didn't really mention it, and I doubt they'll mention it any further. So
Okay, that's what I was trying to figure out. Like, was there anything in that? I didn't remember.
I like the Synapse trailer.
Yeah, it looks cool.
yeah,
I'm eager to hear what you think about it.
Yeah, I'll probably be playing it. I don't think I'm doing anything this week. I think I'm recording PSXP, and that's probably about it.
Playing Zelda.
Probably- Yeah, Zelda. Yeah, kinda. That's the problem.
But you're trying to beat everything else. I think the issue is that you just beat Zelda and then you're scot-free.
we still have to figure out what day we're recording XP.
I don't know. I have a lot of things I have to do in my life. Ted.
Not Sunday,
Yeah, not Sunday.
because he's recording Shaq.
Well,
You better put some time in Zelda.
I'm off until Saturday night. I work Sunday morning. That's so.
Perfect.
Yeah, we'll figure it out one way or another. Have no choice. All right. Our next question. Oh, we already read that one.
Yep.
So, from
Courtney Lalondale.
Yes, Courtney Lalonde. If you had the keys to Ubisoft, what would your Assassin's Creed game be?
Cyberpunk.
I should have waited for that to get. That's a good answer.
Cyberpunk Assassin's Creed game. Your assassin set in the future. The world's gone to shit. It's all cyberpunk. Absolutely. I want a cyberpunk Assassin's Creed game. Sounds fucking amazing.
That does sound cool.
I am going with what we got a taste of with Unity, but I want a full World War II Assassin's Creed.
I've always wondered how they would approach something with guns. I think it'd be cool if they did something with, but like it also like kind of breaks like their game engine. But like there's lots of war-like settings where they could do something with guns involved.
So like the thing
know
with
what?
guns is it did break their game engine to the point that like that's why Ezio kind of loses the gun in Revelations
Yeah.
because they realized in Brotherhood it was essentially breaking the game anytime.
It makes it worse if you're walking around Normandy with like assault rifles and shit. Like that doesn't work.
Yeah.
You know what? I'm gonna still go a little bit that route. Give me Assassin's Creed No West.
Ooh.
Yeah, I've heard that one before, like a Western version, and I think that works too because it's like a single shot. The other thing that I think you can do in like a World War II setting or like a Vietnam setting is like to make the assassin like a spy and make it more of an espionage thing. Like, especially if they
Yes.
go back to the stealth thing where like you can't use guns because you're trying not to be seen. So everything is covert.
Yeah. So
If
like,
you do that, you can get around the gun thing. But eventually you can't have too much widespread combat in a game like that doesn't involve guns. Because then it's not being true to the period.
So I imagine that a World War II style Assassin's Creed would be more like the original formula, kind of. Not like
Right, but people are still going to shoot at you.
yeah.
Like the people you're taking out have guns.
I mean, the people that we are taking out in Ezio still have guns and are firing at you.
Yeah, but not the same kind of guns.
Well, yeah, they're musket and
Yeah.
stuff like that. Yeah.
Fighter jets and shit raining bombs down on the beach.
Yeah.
A little different.
I mean,
It's a little
still,
different.
that sequence where you're running up the Eiffel Tower
I like the Western.
in Unity is very cool.
I like
when
the
you're being
Western.
Shot at by a plane. So
I've heard that one before. Some
Western.
old West shit would be cool. Kind of the dawn of, like the gold rush and all that. Yeah, that'd be neat.
That would be cool.
I'd like any sort of like Mayan Aztec thing. That would be cool.
That also would be cool.
It's like some primitive jungles shit would be dope. They did the Egypt thing, but I think you can go back there. You can do Japan. You can do China. I mean,
That's what everybody keeps saying.
yeah, everybody wants Japan. Everybody wants feudal Japan.
I mean, and that's where we're going with
Yeah.
Red. So
Yeah. I love this Coven one. Like, I can't wait for this witchy one.
yeah, I can't wait for Hex. That
Sounds
really cool.
dope. That sounds really, really good. Yeah. But Cyberpunk, the moment I thought of that, I was like, dude, that's so good.
That is cool. That is pretty cool.
Yeah.
All right. Our final question from Crystal is, do you think with the success of Baldur's Gate 3, it will move more AAA studios to follow the example? Gamers are
No.
speaking loud and clear. Will studios listen?
No.
Hang on. What are the gamers speaking?
I'm trying to think what it's referring to. I'm assuming it's referring to the diversity in Baldur's Gate, correct?
I don't know.
I don't know what she means because
That's what I'm asking.
Because like here's the thing. If it means maybe developers bring back CRPGs, maybe. But if you're talking the development cycle, no. You're not gonna see Sony launching their games into early access and taking gamer feedback throughout the development process. Nor will you see studios like BioWare or CD Projekt Red doing that, right? Like that's not gonna happen. And also, again, this is an odd situation that I've seen others like Josh Sawyer from Obsidian point out. Like, this game has a lot of money behind it, and it had over 100-person dev team. A lot of the games that you're seeing do the early access model are like 20-person teams, right? So I don't think it's going to change like massively the AAA space, right? Like, yes, Baldur's Gate 3 is performing very well. It seems very polished. I know it's got some bugs because I've seen TikTok videos of it. It's being very well.
You can't make a game like that without them. So
No,
I'm not
exactly.
too
I'm not
concerned
worried.
about
I'm
that.
not concerned about that either. But like, it's not going to massively change the aspect because game development moves in waves. Like seeing everybody chase live service right now, and that's going to fade at some point when all of them come crashing down.
I think that has faded. A lot of them have come crashing.
I know, but you're still
And
seeing.
Yeah.
I think just because it works for Baldur's Gate 3 at one period in time doesn't mean it works for 9 others.
Yeah.
You know, like you just can't just make a Baldur's Gate 3 and the game has a legacy and a history. I don't know if she's talking about some other aspect, but like, fantasy RPGs aren't new. Like we have like Avowed coming, and we've got
And Dragon Age is
Age coming. So I mean, I don't think like that could be it.
Because I know there's a lot of things that people are talking about with Baldur's Gate in terms of like you can do a lot of stuff. Like there is full genitalia in Baldur's Gate.
Speaking of, that is some of the funniest patch notes I've ever seen. Penis C and D no longer clip through whatever elf.
I mean, but
clothing.
that
Yeah.
novel? I mean, there's a ton of games that show genitalia.
So, Cyberpunk is just a regular RPG. CRPG is like Baldur's Gate or Divinity Original Sin or Pillars of Eternity, stuff like that, where it's like an isometric view and like a lot of like dialogue and inventory management and stuff like that.
Yeah, I think you nailed it. But to my knowledge, the conversation about Baldur's Gate has been as you really can customize the shit out your character.
Yeah, and
you
also
can
like
make whoever you want to be.
Well, that's good. Well, then that would be something that I think would be nice to see more.
Yes, that kind of diversity, I think the industry is starting to take notice of, which is great. And
The Crew could use some of that.
Yes.
Because The Crew's creative character system sucks.
Oh yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I obviously I'm not in Baldur's Gate circle, so I don't know what's being said. I don't know what the conversation is about Baldur's Gate.
Yeah, because I've been hearing about the rumblings of how people say, "Hey, this is cool that you can just make who you want to be and make yourself in the game how you see fit." Like, oh, that's pretty cool.
I mean, I think that applies to fantasy games.
Yeah,
I think more fantasy games should be more flexible and more open to things like that.
Yes.
The flexibility is cool. So
yeah,
I dig it.
Cool.
All right, is there any more things we got to say before we go?
Nope.
Thank you guys for listening. Haley, let them know where to find you before we go. Since you're the guest.
You can find me over on Twitter at Shepard Zarel until Twitter doesn't exist, or on your gaming platform of choice at Haley Zarel. That's it. I don't have anything else to plug because you already know where to find XP. It's the same place. So
Well, apparently they don't know where to find XP because they're not finding it. Well, play some video games. I don't know.